But we'll see. We'll see here. I should edit these things. We will see. It's a Friday, so who knows? Who knows? Hey, what's going on? How you doing? I came to answer some questions. See if I can get ahead of these things. For the like the 100th time. No, the mall's closed. It's not why I'm making the video though. Oh, let's give it a few more minutes here. Let's give it a few more minutes. Are we at war? I would hazard to say we are at war, but I don't think I know enough. I think we're at war. I mean, you bomb somebody. I mean, whether you declare war or not, they may be upset about that. I'm some kind of guy. I don't know. I don't know what's good. Nothing's good. There's no law in America. I tell you that right now. So, no, I didn't see your question. No, I don't speak. Well, no, I don't speak to anyone at the mall. Not now. You retired? Retired from what? I can't afford to retire. I can tell you that much. You need money to retire. And I don't really have any money. But I wanted to answer a question though. I want to answer a couple questions. Because, you know, every so often I get new people coming in, and then I get people who have opinions who, despite uh, I did go to court. I mean, I've been to court, been several courts. Despite people's opinions, and they really it still amazes me, but I shouldn't, because it's always new people who assert their opinion as if they really know what they're talking about. And so I just kind of want to address that. Yeah, I think bombs usually do mean war. I live in Atlanta. Why are you worried about like things that really don't concern you? I'm a courier. Well, the law in America, I don't know if there's any law in America. There's no law. There's no consistency in the law. I mean, definitely now. Definitely now. Well, will you fight a war on American soil? No, but could there be terrorist attacks? Yeah. Sure. Why not? Why not? So, in about 30 some odd seconds, I'm going to address why I started this. Because it's just crazy that people constantly have this opinion. Okay, what we got here? 28 more seconds. I better back it on up. Everybody, there's a party at Long's Bunker. Yeah, this is where I store stuff for sure. For sure. Man. Okay, we got. I'm not taking a whole lot of time here. So here's the reason for the video. So somebody said, you know, and my friend Casey kind of shares this opinion. So Casey says a lot of those incidents were my fault. You know, you should have just called the police. You could have just called the police. And then those incidents would not have occurred. Or, you know, I guess that's their basic logic. You should have just called the police. That's the police job. That's all you need to do is call the police. So we'll go with the theory that I was security. And that was my job. That's all of who I was, right? Never mind me becoming mall manager. Let's just say I was security. So what is security? Well, if you look up Merriam-Webster's dictionary, the quality or state of being secure, freedom from danger, freedom from fear or anxiety. And then the next definition of security would be, come on now, phone. Stop acting stupid. The next definition would be measures taken to guard against espionage or sabotage, crime, attack, or escape. So let me ask you this question, and let me propose this to you. If all I'm doing is I see something going on and I call the police, what makes me different than, say, any other employee? So I'm security at a business, let's say Walmart. And if all I do is call the police, what makes me different than the cashier? Because the cashier could see something going on and just call the police. The manager could see something going on and just call the police. So my question to you is, how is that making you free from crime? How is that making you feel secure or freedom from fear or anxiety? Because anybody could just call the police. And then my other thing is, if, let's say Fred, his name just comes to mind, but it's not actually appropriate. But let's just say Fred, for the lack of anything else, right? So say Fred wants to come in and do some dirt, and I see Fred, hey, Fred, I see you doing dirt. Stop doing dirt, or I'm going to call the police. Fred says, fuck you, nigga. I'm going to do what I want. So I call the police. So Fred finishes doing dirt, leaves before the police get there. The police get there. Fred is not there. And so they leave because he's not there. So at some later time, maybe later that day, maybe the next day or the next week, Fred comes back. Hey, Fred, I see you doing dirt. Nigga, you better stop. Fuck you, nigga. I'm going to do what I want. And he finishes doing whatever dirt he wants, and then he leaves. The police get there. He's gone. What are they going to do? Because they're not going to sit on that property. So what is my purpose is all I'm going to do is call the police. This individual comes there, does what they want to do, and leave before the police come there, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat, and repeat. Why am I there? What is my purpose? I'm not making anyone free from danger. I'm not making anyone free from anxiety. I'm not securing the place, making it free of crime. That's my Trump impression, I guess. So what's my purpose? I would say, but I would say if I wasn't doing any things that I'd done, I wouldn't have any purpose. So there's that aspect of it. Then, of course, there's always, you've assaulted people, you've done this, you've done that. How many times have I said Georgia Code 16-3-24 and 16-3-24.2, right? Then someone said, I have a history of posing as police. I have no history of impersonating police. None. Not one charge ever. Never have I ever told anyone that I was the police. One, and most importantly, I would not do something for free that I could get paid for. There's that. Um, and then I think the last one who said, hey man, you didn't tell people who you are. You just walked up to them and tried to put handcuffs on them and did this and did that. Uh, since you don't know anything, why would I have to announce who I am and what I do to people who already know who I am and what I do? Why would I have to do that? I wouldn't have to do that. So someone can answer the question, if I'm not making the place secure and I'm not freeing the place of crime or minimizing crime, or if I'm not taking away fear or anxiety and people don't have to worry about anything, what is my purpose there? If all I can do is call the police, if all you want me to do is call the police, hell, I don't need a gun or a taser or a baton or handcuffs or OC spray. I don't need anything to call the police except a phone. So what's the point of it all? I don't even need a camera. What do I need a camera for? I'm just going to call the police. Am I securing the facility at all? What am I doing? I did a poor security job. Mr. Fay, tell me how I did a poor security job. I mean, I'm trying to get an answer to the question. I mean, I'll answer all the rest of your questions later. Y'all gonna have to ask them again. But y'all need to, I need to, y'all need to tell me, all you people who say all you need to do is call the police and you're too aggressive and you're too this and you're too that. I was in an aggressive environment with a difficult demographic. So, I mean, there's multiple ways to handle things. So, but if all I'm going to do is call the police, and you have a definition of secure, freedom from crime, freedom from anxiety, fear of crime, fear of anxiety, from not being protected, you don't feel safe. What's my purpose there if all I'm going to do is call the police? No, I'm not really looking for the people who agree with me. I'm looking for the people who disagree with me. Right? Because once again, they said that all I really needed to do was call the police. And I want you to tell me how effective that would be to somebody who would simply do what they want to do, leave before the police get there, and really come back at a later time, or maybe not even come back at all. Who knows? You know, what this individual might do. But how does that make me effective? I mean, I have these abilities that the I want to say the owner of the mall had, right? I mean, he leased it from the Korean guy, leased it from the Jewish guy, but he leased it so he had control of the property. And then I was hired as an agent of his, first through a security company, and then directly. And so I had authority over the premises. It didn't supersede his, but he gave me authority over the premises. That's why you always hear my mall, my mall, my mall. Only stupid people think that I think that it's I actually own the place. That's just, I can't fix stupidity. I've tried on many occasions and I've never been successful once. But somebody, because I'm looking for this argument right now, because you make these arguments in my comment section. Now you have the ability to interact with me directly and not on a delay. Because sometimes I don't see these comments for hours or days or weeks or months or sometimes even years. Your attitude toward the delusion of authority and reckless behavior made the environment so much worse. How so? Because, Beaufet, your attitude towards the locals. Well, what do you mean by locals? Delusions of authority. And me and Casey have discussed this. One of their problems was they didn't respect my authority. That's why I got so much pushback, because they didn't respect my authority. See, they respect the police's authority because the police, and respect is to hold in high regard. So I grapple with the word respect, but they understand their authority and their ability to put them in prison. I didn't have that direct ability to put them in prison. Like I couldn't handcuff them and take them down to Atlanta Detention Center through the Sally Port and have corrections officer process them in. That was beyond my ability. And reckless. How was my behavior reckless? It made the environment so much worse. Hey, Beaufet, did you know what the environment was before I got there? I mean, because you're speaking with such authority. So I'm going to scroll down the comments, see if you answer any of that. Yeah, you were literally just another clown thrown in a circus. You made no impact outside of a negative one. That is not an answer. That is not an answer. You've offered nothing to support your statement. And that's why I can't take people like you seriously. Because there were people down there, there were vendors down there, and some say, well, they thought I did a little too much. Because you'll see that in the ABC World News 2020 magazine. And, well, maybe not there, but you'll see that in a creative loafing article that was written about me. The first one, maybe not the second one, but definitely the first one. Where they say, well, yeah, maybe sometimes he did a little too much, but overall, yeah, the place was better. That's the vendor saying that. That's not me. That's the people in the booth saying that. And then I'll push back, a little more. So when I came back in 2014, because they brought me back, God, I can't remember her name. The woman who actually ran the hair salon. She actually ended up buying a building, and she wanted security for the building. She wanted me to come work for her. So that's the pushback there. When I got arrested in 2013, and Mario didn't think that I was going to be able to bail out, Mario's going to post the bail. That's interesting. When a little kid got lost down there, or his mother left him with his sister or her sister, and the sister, I don't know what happened, but the both of them end up walking off without the kid. And they didn't take that kid to the police. They brought that kid to me. And this is, by the way, this is not even at the Metro Mall. It was like at a corner store down the street, two or three doorways. That guy brought the kid to me. So, yeah, you got to explain yourself, Beaufet. You can't make these statements and not really explain yourself, because I'm looking for you. You're treating the people like you hated them, but got mad once whites started being prejudiced in your comments. You took advantage of the shoppers not knowing their rights. Horrible. So what were their rights? Hold on. One, I'm pro-black. I'm pro my people all the time. But I'm not always pro their behavior. And I'm not 100% anything myself anyway. Trust me. When I put on that stuff, it's my job to be responsible. I take off that stuff. I'm no different than some of them sometimes. I keep telling that. I keep telling people this. I don't separate myself from them. I am them. We are the same. Okay. But that don't mean you got to rob people. You got to steal from people. You got to sell them drugs. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Right? Because I've been homeless not once, not twice, but 3 times. And I've been homeless with a firearm. I didn't rob anybody. I didn't steal anything from anybody. I didn't go get some drugs. I didn't rob anybody. I didn't break into anybody's house. I didn't sell any drugs. I didn't do any of that crap. Right? And I didn't come down to somebody's business and make a menace of myself. So hold on. And then starting, but got mad once. Well, I'm not with the bigotry. So, Beaufet, I'm not with the bigotry. So, and you took advantage of the shoppers. How did I take advantage of the shoppers? Not knowing their rights. What rights did they have? Yeah, horrible. Once again, if you're going to talk to me about something, you got to be more detailed. Because right now, you're not even detailed. You got telling people you own the sidewalk in front of the store is taking advantage of the ignorant. Don't be disingenuous. Okay, so I think it's Georgia 51-1-1 or 51 code -51-3. I can't remember, but it's premises liability. So, and I can't remember the code right offhand, but it's premises liability. So, the business itself is responsible for the ingress and the egress of the business. That means I'm responsible for people walking in, walking out, and make sure that they're reasonably safe and secure. Right? Yeah. So so I don't own the sidewalk, but I am responsible for it. So I got to make sure that people can walk in and walk out, and they can be safe when they walk in and walk out. If not, the business can be sued because we didn't make the ingress and the egress to the property safe. You got con artists, running a shell game. I don't even call it con. I call it theft by deception because you never stood a chance of winning. You got people selling drugs. You got strong arm robberies. That is not a safe environment. And listen, I make compromises by just you stand to the side, not in front of the door, right? That was a compromise that I should have never made. I should have made them stand in front of somebody else's business. That was never a compromise I should have made. And then because all the businesses were stacked up next to each other, I could only really push you past this point and past that point. After that point, I really couldn't push you. Now, there's other things that I used to exert my influence. At the time, they had citizens arrest in the state of Georgia, so there's things that you could do. And I could do them. You could do them at the time if you were in Georgia. That are no longer possible. But I could prove what I could do. Because I read the law and I read case law. I had a camera. So it's not he said, she said. It's really your word versus the video. And someone said I tried to minimize my involvement or fake something. Some comment they said, listen, I don't have to. I mean, everything's recorded. So what would be the purpose of me lying? Everything's recorded. So, I mean, I know police officers been caught lying in the official report. Then they pull up the video and then they see that what they said is inconsistent. You know, those guys, maybe those guys aren't used to having cameras, but I had a camera from almost day one. And then I would tell anybody, well, Casey told me this. He said, listen, man, you're not varsity. So the police would be varsity. You're not even junior varsity. You're not on the team at all. Right? And so the police would arrest me if I was wrong. So, and then I got video. And video has always been a two-way sword. It can exonerate you or it can prosecute you. So I don't have to lie about anything. It's all recorded. It doesn't serve me. Oh, and by the way, once you lie, then they have every right to doubt everything that you say. And that will be used against you in the court of law. Hey, he lied here, so why should we believe you now? Oh, the prosecutor will most definitely say that. So, once again, you don't know what you're talking about. Anybody else? Let me look through these comments. 31 Sierra. Why would I disrespect his mother? Why would I disrespect Fred's mother? And did she check me? Or was she there defending her kids and or, you know, what she thought, right? Because she just defended her kids. She really didn't know what was going on, right? So she just was defending. But why would I disrespect his mother? You sound stupid to me. If you had weapons, you could be hard too. That's another thing too. Listen, there's lots of people with guns and batons and handcuffs and dude, they're just tools. The tools may help you do the job. But it's more to the job than that. And your perception of me is that I was hard. Once again, I was never a tough guy. I just know how to win. I just know how to win. I'm there to win. I'm not there to be a tough guy. The tools just enable you to help you do the job. Doesn't it? By the way, you having a gun doesn't guarantee success anyway. Cops have been shot, and they have guns, and they've been shot and killed. Soldiers on the battlefield, they've got guns, they've been shot and killed. You know, not many shootouts. Some guys get shot with the gun still in the holster by another guy. I got a gun. Yeah, you got shot and killed, or you got shot, or you got beat up. Hell, I worked for one place where security was working at this apartment complex. He got robbed of his gun. So I don't know what to tell you. Your perception of that is absolutely wrong. They're tools. They enable me to do the job. And by the way, and you'll hear me say this often, it was a confrontation. It's not competition. I'm not there to give you a fucking fair one. I'm there to win. So, fuck that fair shit. You never want a fair one. You always want overwhelming force. Oh, and by the way, well, they ain't got no guns. All them fools had access to guns. If they didn't have one on them, then they can just go get one. Trust me. Danny Marshall in prison, went and got a gun, shot somebody downtown. Life without the possibility of parole. In Georgia, that means at least 25 years. David Clay, I don't know what the situation was, but he got convicted, killed somebody. Life without the possibility of parole. That's at least 25 years. So don't tell me about nobody having guns. I mean, and not them not having access to guns and me being hard, because I wasn't hard, and anybody down there would tell you that. Anybody. Okay, let's go down here. Let me see, dude. That content nowadays would be big views. Uh, I don't think anybody got convicted when they got raided. I mean, everybody made a deal of some kind. Nobody spent any time in, prison. Um, I don't know. I don't think he was trolling Famous Forever. No, because I get too many. I get too many comments from too many people who kind of say the same thing. And like I said, my friend Casey, he feels the same way. He feels like I caused these incidents. I did this. I did that. And that my best option should have been I should have just called the police. And once again, am I securing the place? What is my purpose there if I can't handle these small things? Right? Just call the police, just call the police, just call the police. Rinse and repeat. I'd be calling the police all damn day. I think it was the 10th of April, whatever day it was that Rock pulled his pants down. I called the police like 5 or 6 times. They're like, "Look, hey man, stop calling. Why are you calling us so much? This and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. What the hell's going on?" So you constantly calling the police, because the environment, what it. If that was the only thing that you would do, then I would call the police so much that they really would just need to post a person in the damn mall. And then if they post a police officer in the damn mall, he might as well get paid. And I think at the time, off-duty police officers were making somewhere between $25 and $30 an hour. So, yeah, I don't know. When I called the police, that big dude would come over. What big dude? Dude, let me tell you something, J. Rob. Let me tell you something in particular. So when I first started there, and it was January 25th, 2012, there may be a video up there. All you got to do is put 25 JAN 12, GRSE 25 Jan 12. There may be a video up there where I did like a walkthrough and you could see like the multitudes of people, just people everywhere, right? The police used to walk through there 2 or 3 times a day. They just walk through. They would just walk through, right? A month later, nobody was walking through. Nobody would walk through. They didn't have to. And definitely within 2 months of there, definitely. I say a month, but it's been so long I can't remember, right? A month, 6 weeks, 2 months. Let me see. January, February, March. Yeah, nobody was walking through, man. They didn't have to because I could handle it. Now, did some of the police officers like me? Absolutely not. They absolutely did not like me at all. When I got arrested, I had a Fulton County sheriff confirm that uh, when I was taken down to Rice Street, which is Fulton County Jail. Um, and he confirmed that, hey man, some of them dudes down there do not like you. In fact, I tried to shake the hand of one Marta police officer. I had never met him before, and he's like, I don't do that. So he snubbed me. He's an asshole, that guy. Um, so they didn't actually like me because maybe they thought I was doing too much. Maybe they didn't know. I don't know what they thought. Everything would be subjective. Although I will tell you about one experience that I had in Detroit, uh, and I can't really tell you what he did and how he worked at security, but still had some police authority uh, at this particular venue. Not sure what he did. And we were just talking, and I didn't think he knew who I was, but we had talked like several times, and then out of the blue, he just said, "You know what? I don't think you're gonna do more than what you need to do, and I think I think you all right. I think you know what you're doing, which was the general gist of it. I can't remember. I mean, I may have it on video. I would have to find it. But his general gist is, I think you know what you're doing, and I don't think you're gonna do too much. I think you understand the law and the limits of your abilities and authorities and everything else like that. I don't think nobody got to worry about you. That was his general gist. And people thinking that Detroit is tougher than Atlanta. It's a different place. Most definitely, it's a different place. But the laws of Michigan are not the laws of Georgia. They are different, and you got to work within the confines of those laws. And so, in Michigan, I worked within the confines of Michigan law, and when in Georgia, I worked within the confines of Georgia law. Georgia would allow you to do more than what Michigan would allow you to do in general, but in some ways, in one way in particular, Michigan would allow you to do more, to do something that Georgia wouldn't allow you to do. So, y'all can kill all that noise. All right, so I set my piece. I set my piece. Now y'all can ask y'all questions. And so I'm not going back. You have to re-ask the questions, and then we'll give you. So she got arrested. So this is when what happened to Simone when she got after I tased her. She got arrested. I think they're all misdemeanors. I think a day or two later, if you went on her Facebook page, there's a picture of her in the same exact uh, clothing in the mall. So basically, but that's before I even got there. So because when I got there, she wasn't there. So that's just her showing everybody that that's defiance. That's basically what that is. So that's what happened to her. Okay. Wow. What do you mean, why did I harass Kenneth? At the time, Kenneth didn't even think I was harassing her. I was just some interested person, right? She didn't think I was harassing her. I was just interested. And my whole philosophy was like Love Jones. If not this time, next time, until next time is the right time. A little bit of persistence. And all you saw was the interaction between us. It was downtown. You didn't see the interaction between us when we weren't downtown. So I don't know what to tell you. And not that I was around her every second of every day of every minute, because that would be not the truth at all whatsoever. But I had more of an interaction with her than you think I did. Okay. I don't know what happened to Kenneth or Nakia. Well, Kenneth is not an issue. I mean, Kenneth snubbed me. It snubbed me last time in a way in which I couldn't ignore. She asked me how I was doing in the Instagram, DMs. And then I responded, and I seen that she had been on Instagram several times before, but she never responded to my DM. So that I found that to be a little bit disrespectful. So, yeah, I don't want to talk to her anymore. I mean, I don't dislike her. I don't hate her. But that's, no, okay. I'm done here. So, there is no Kenneth. McFarland was brutal when dealing with you. What was his problem? I have no idea. You would have to ask McFarland. What his issue was with me at the time. I don't know. Oh, my mother was in Detroit. And I had came from Detroit back to Atlanta because I had went to see my mother for 3 months and ended up there a year and a half. Jesus Christ. And then she wanted to sign another lease, and I was like, hell no. I am not staying here. And so, nah. I am not a badass action-packed. I am not a badass at all. That is a fallacy. Were me and Rick cool? I mean, Rick was all right. I mean, you just had to keep Rick in perspective. You know who Rick was? He had his ideology. Rick's a school teacher now. Rick is a school teacher. So good for Rick. Um, I mean, he had his ideology and his philosophies. That's all. I mean, me and Rick actually went out to Twin Peaks with some chick. She's in one of the videos. Um, yeah, we actually went out. So one time. Okay, let me go down to the bottom again. Jesus Christ. What about the big girl? I don't know. The last time I had any interaction with her, she was supposed to be getting married. She lost a lot of weight. Nah, Rick ain't messing with no little girls. I don't think you'd have an issue for that. What was the deal with me and Joshua York? What I remember of Joshua York, I mean, everybody played tough guy. We just, it was the thing that we needed to do. So I didn't really have anything with Joshua York in particular. I really didn't have any. Yeah, I mean, there were a few people. Like, I wasn't really fond of Santana. I wasn't really fond of, oh God, Marcus Purnell. I wasn't really fond of Gregory Jones, but he was gone like early in the game. Y'all should look that song up, Early in the Game, by some group out of Philadelphia. Freeway was in that song. Is phenomenal. Hold on, I know I own it. Early in the Game by the Nam Brigade, NAAM Brigade. You like rap music? You think it's okay? Early in the Game record, good record, good record. Anyway, I'm a courier. You live in Maryland, okay? I was posted at Fort Detrick in Frederick. I learned how to drive on the Washington Beltway, dog. That's where I learned how to drive, on the Washington Beltway. Um, that's so crazy now that I think about it. And then I used to go from Frederick, Maryland by way of Virginia, and I can get there in 45 minutes. To Washington, D.C. through Virginia from Frederick, Maryland in 45 minutes. You figure out how fast I was going. Um, so, yeah, I learned how to drive on the Washington Beltway. That is so crazy. I'm from Buffalo, New York. Uh, I got Kenneth's phone number. She hasn't changed it in my phone. Listen, if the woman want to talk to me, she'll talk to me. She don't want to talk to me, she's good. You know, I'm not interested in talking to her anymore. So, I'm just gonna let it be. And I think she prefers it that way. I'm pretty sure. Well, no. So when they broke, so Marcus Purnell, Corey, I'm answering your question. Was I shook up because they knew I lived? Well, Marcus Purnell actually lived across the breezeway from me and my mom, because I moved my mom from Detroit to Atlanta because I sure as hell wasn't staying in Detroit. Um, and so there was a fight, and I on the breezeway, and like, listen, y'all can't be, that can't go on around here. And my mom lives here, and so yeah, no, we're not doing that thing. Um, and I don't know. They said there was nothing I could do about it, and I told them I'll show you what I can do. And yeah, I got him evicted. I got him evicted, and then I think a week later, a few days later, how it couldn't have been no more than a week. They broke into the apartment, but there had been several break-ins there, and so they broke into the apartment. No, as far as me being shook up, no, I wasn't shook. I was more angry. And it'd have been bad for you if you came back. It would have been bad for you. Um, but no, I wasn't shook. I was more angry, more than anything. Well, John Joe, I'm posting stuff for the scroll. So I'm taking like clips for the scroll. And I mean like 15-second clips, 17-second clips. I mean, that's mostly my focus now. Is putting stuff on the scroll. Stuff that, you may or may not seen. Because everybody thinks they've seen every video. And I promise you, it's like 2,000 videos, I think, or somewhere around there. You haven't seen everything. No one's seen everything. So I'm just putting stuff up on the scroll uh, because everybody scrolls. And then I'll lead them to the channel. So that's my main focus right now. I think Tanisha, I would call Tanisha, I'm very tight with the word friend. So, Mr. Fleming, um, Tanisha, maybe Mario, but I would call, I'm very tight with the word friend. And so I don't know if I would call them friends like in my definition of friends. Um, but yeah, I mean, I had a very good rapport with Tanisha. I had a decent rapport with Mario. Mario ran the tattoo shop in the place. Um, Everybody else was pretty much acquaintance. Rick was an acquaintance. The barber was an acquaintance. You know, everybody else was pretty much acquaintance. Fred was all right after a while, but I wouldn't say we were friends. How could I be around J. Rob? I mean, I was going to work every day. Uh, who told you, Bo Fay, that they wanted me to fall back? Who the hell are you anyway? I mean, you just keep talking. All right, let's go to the bottom. Uh, how do I get over addictions? I don't know, Wayne Wilson. What are you addicted to? Anything that I put up, I don't delete. So if there was something there in the past that's not there now, YouTube has probably deleted it for whatever reason. I may repost it. I'll have to re-edit it, or I don't like to take out the language, and the language sometimes gets the videos demonetized. But I think since the channel in its concept was not there to make money, but to dissuade people from coming downtown. And then you guys are viewing this channel, so I think I owe the viewers, uh, accurate depiction of what on. That's why I never ran mid-roll ads in the content. I don't know if YouTube just started inserting them or not, but I never ran them. I ran one at the beginning and I ran one at the end. So if you didn't see one at the beginning, maybe if you didn't make it to the end, then you wouldn't see one at the end. So I don't know, but I think I owed it to the viewers, uh, just to see what went on, and it was never supposed to be a money making thing. Has it made money? Sure, but that was never it's never its intent. And then I just think I owe it to the viewers just to show them what went on. To me, the channel is a historical document. I know I call it the greatest reality show ever, but it's just a historical document. It's not a documentary. It doesn't have a point of view. It's just a document. This is what went on. This is this. This is that. This is this. This is that. And the things that you can't see, I can kind of fill in the blanks. I know it's been a long time ago, so sometimes I'm a little foggy on the details, but if you go through the comments of some of these videos, I mean, you really go through the comments. I'm all in my comment section. I say all kinds of shit all the time to people. And sometimes my temperament is good, and sometimes my temperament is bad, all depending on how you come at me, what you say, and how you say it, or what you write, how you write it. You know, people who say things with, absolute authority, and they weren't there. I mean, like, what the hell are you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about. You should probably stop commenting. I mean, that's that. I don't know where the Smith Bros. Oh, because I don't like looking at myself in the camera, man. Ali or Tyson. I grew up with both, but I don't even like boxing. I don't really care. I don't think I like to get hit by either, but I probably definitely wouldn't like to get hit by Tyson. But there's more important things going on right now. If you're not watching the Supreme Court and the decisions that they're making and the things that they're doing, very, very, very unsafe. I'm not a hero. Don't, Mr. Michael Kenyon, I'm not a hero. I did my job. Don't ever call me a hero. I think it's an insult. Because heroes can choose to act or they don't act. I mean, kind of at their discretion. I agreed to do a thing, I did a thing. To me, that's much more honorable than being a hero. Oh, I took this job and I agreed to do this job. It don't make a difference what it pays. I agreed to do it and I did it. And I did it the best way that I could. Maybe not always be the best practice, but I did it the best way that I could. And I actually did it. So to me, that's much more honorable. We take the guy in Buffalo, New York, who took on the at the top supermarket, which I have been to many times, took on the shooter with his handgun with the rifle. Everybody called him a hero. I said, I don't know why you insulting the man. The man agreed to do a thing and he did a thing. He is not a hero. He's an honorable man. And I respect him for that. That's me. Everybody else calls him a hero. I won't call him a hero. I think it's an insult. Oh, I don't tell anybody about my weapon, sir. Why David Lee don't like paying people? You have to ask. You have to ask David Lee. Um, was Deborah the most dysfunctional person I dealt with? No. Uh, Deborah, I don't know if she was all that dysfunctional. She. I mean, everybody down there was dysfunctional. I mean, there's an argument to say that I was dysfunctional. It was just it was a dysfunctional environment, and I keep telling people, do I seem like I was out of place down there? Like, no, you don't seem like you was out of place. Yeah, that's because I wasn't. Um, Terry could have been one of the more immature, dysfunctional people. So if everybody has some form of dysfunction, me included, I don't exclude myself from this. Terry may have been the most immature. Who? Bobby. Bobby was the most annoying and problematic. Red was an alcoholic in the worst way. Um, everybody was dysfunctional, including me. Everybody was dysfunctional, including me. So, I mean, everybody had their time periods and their days. I mean, so here's a video with Jorge Andrews, and somebody said that he got shot and killed. So I looked it up, and sure enough, he got shot and killed in 2023. So that's another person that is on my channel that has died. That is no longer here. And it's I think I'm over half a dozen now. How's the courier business been going? It's not going, man. I was down 15,000 the first 6. I was down 15,000 last year, and that was a little problematic. As of June 1st, I was down 15,000 the first the first 6 months, and I'll never recover that money. And then I'm not where I'm supposed to be right now, just on a bi-weekly basis. I'm still not there. It's the end. This is supposed to be the hot season, and it ain't hot at all. And it's very problematic, sir. It is very problematic. There's people been. Let me see. Well, if he was shot and killed, uh, who else? She was shot and killed. He was killed. He was killed. That's 4. I think there's somebody else. I can't remember that was shot and killed. And then he died, and he died. So that's 6. Oh, and he was shot and killed. So that's 5. So that's 5. Yeah. Who was killed? No, Fred's not dead. Who was killed? So there's a video of Barry. Barry was killed. Some guy who said his name was Dominic, but it was spelled Domika. He was killed. Wendell was killed. Um, so it was Barry, Wendell, Domika, and Jorge Andrews. So that's 4 that I can remember that were killed. Then Terry Bloodsaw died. Oh, Juicy got shot, so that's 5. Terry Bloodsaw died. That guy died. So we're up to 7 that I can personally confirm. Some people say Jacqueline Schumacher. I don't know. I can't confirm it. So I'm not going with that. Some say Red is dead. I can't confirm it, so I can't go with that. So I think I know of at least 7. It could be more. It could be maybe one more. But I know 7 people have died. And then out of those 7, 5 have been shot. Nate, that kind of commentary, I mean, it's not really beneficial. Oh, Meech was killed. That's 7. So that's 6 shot, and then that would be like 8. I forgot about Meech. I told you that it might have been one more. How are you dysfunctional? Did you not watch the videos? I mean, I was on the side of Law and Order, but did you not watch the videos? You don't think that whole environment wasn't dysfunctional? I think the whole environment was dysfunctional, and I was very comfortable in that environment. To be very comfortable in that environment, yeah, I think you got to be dysfunctional. I don't get along with people well. I know that. So that's a fault of mine. But anyway, I mean, things are what they are, man, right? Okay, where we at? I don't think there were any good times in those videos. I mean, I got a, I got a video, but she's got 4 kids now, or 3 kids. And I don't know if I want to release it. I mean, it's been, I forgot I even had separated. It's like, oh. I mean, it's a part of the experience, and I would like to put it up, but I don't know if I should put it up. And if I do put it up, I probably need to edit some things out of it. She's got like 3 kids now. She's got a dude. Um, so I don't know if I should do it. Um, I don't know where you get this commentary from. I wasn't a badass. Oh, you worked at Stevens Transport with me. Ain't that nothing? Ain't that something? How about that? I have no idea who you are, Local for Liberty. What kind of questions are you people asking? Are you asking me about the damn job, or all this? Marcus Tobel had a permanent CT. Everybody had a permanent CT, unless I rescinded it. Now, when I left and came back, I couldn't enforce those CTs that I had before. So, if you didn't act a fool again, you were there again. But when I came back, one of the reasons why the videos are so boring in 2014, initially there was some static, and then those videos went up so fast that if you did something on Monday, you see yourself on Tuesday. Man, that calmed that place down so fast because of the I want to call it popular. I think the popularity of the channel is the wrong phrase. But people would see you, and you don't want to be seen. So you just stayed away because you didn't want to be on YouTube. You didn't want to be on YouTube, getting ridiculed by people recognizing you who you don't even know, people talking crazy about you that you don't even know. You just didn't want that smoke. There was no point of being there. That's why it calmed down very quickly in 2014. And it all had to do with this channel. All right. All right, you said hi. Okay. Hey, man. I don't know Iverson Mall in D.C. Fred said I was soft. Oh, okay. It's not sad that they closed the mall down. I mean, probably needed to be closed a long time ago. It needed to be closed when I was there. What up, though? Oh, my God, you must be from Detroit. All right. So let's go ahead and wind this up. And, if you got some questions to ask that are pertinent, I'll answer them. If not, then I'm going to let this go. Because clearly I started this for a reason, to respond to some people's questions. Maybe I'll make some posts about it. No, I don't have anything. I don't even know who you're talking about. I don't know anything what's going on in New York City. I do watch what's going on with the Supreme Court, and I do believe that Donald Trump is an enemy of the state. Donald Trump and the GOP are enemies of the state. I do believe that wholeheartedly. That's what I focus on. What's going on now and the precedents that the Supreme Court is setting and the abilities that they've given them and how Congress is not doing their job. And there is no law. There is no law that they will not subvert to get done whatever the heck it is they want to get done for whatever rationale that they have. I find it amazing that the party of law and order chooses not to follow the law because it doesn't agree with their politics. And I find it that the Supreme Court will come up with these fairly narrow decisions that subvert things and give them abilities to skip around things. You know, it is a dangerous time in America. There is no law and order in America. There's no law and order in the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. There is no law. They're not following any laws. Their reasoning is inconsistent. It's just, I want this thing and I'm going to create some kind of pretzel logic or some kind of very narrow thing that I will try to get you to believe and make sense of, even though it's not consistent with something else that I've done before over here, or consistent with what I said in the practices. It's so inconsistent that it's ridiculous. The jurisprudence meaning the theory of law, I do believe that's the definition of jurisprudence. Prudence means the ability to govern and discipline oneself by use of reason. And their reasoning is very inconsistent. And it is just dangerous. It is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. The Trump supporters left. Jurisprudence, yeah. See, here's where you got it wrong. Let the president do his job. It's not up to the Democrats to decide what the president can or cannot do. It's up to the judges and it's up to Congress. And there's things that the president has wanted to do that Congress clearly has the power of the purse. Congress clearly has it. And so the president shouldn't be able to usurp it. But the Republican-controlled Congress won't do their job. And they won't honor the laws and the Constitution that they swore to uphold. And this is not even politics. Like, I don't agree with your politics. I cannot agree with your politics. But if you're going to be the party of law and order, real rugged, then you must follow the law even when the law works against you, because you're the party of law and order. If you don't like the law, then you don't write an executive order. Congress writes a law, writes a bill, passes a law, passes it and makes it law. You go through the process. They're just doing an end around. And the Supreme Court, they just get, people think that Um, this birthright citizenship and this ban against nationwide injunctions and how it does it, only the state can do this. I have to listen to Strict Scrutiny again. I have to listen to that part. Those women, are all lawyers and law professors. They're able to better explain it than I can. But I understand what they're saying. I just can't. I can't reiterate it. Uh, it's not going to stop there. That's all. That's. I mean, he's not. He talks about the law and the judges are this until the judge doesn't do what he wants him to do, and then Pam Bondi that. Oh, Pam Bondi. Oh, I swear. Um, I would have to write this down first. I can't freestyle this. I would have to write it down, and then I would have to kind of basically read it and get my thoughts together because uh, I'm not articulate enough to freestyle this. Uh, my thoughts on this, but when they talk about a constitutional crisis, and it is very much a constitutional crisis. You all don't understand because you believe that it's just going to happen to these people over here. But what happens when they turn their disagreements against you? What happens when they don't like what you want? What happens if they want to take your property, or they don't want to allow you to do this, or they don't want to allow you to do that? Well, that's not right. That's against the law. Well, there is no law right now. There's nothing that they won't subvert. So I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, I'm not articulate enough, but I understand what's going on. But I'm not articulate enough. Why you? What? No kings, no dictators, but it's bigger than Trump. It is really bigger than Trump. He's just the face of it all. That's what. But he's incompetent. Trump is largely incompetent. For real. Trump is incompetent. Biden was a placeholder. The last competent president you had was Barack Obama, and I did not, or I do not agree with everything that he's done. Right? And like I think he's the one who ushered in this gig economy. And but anyway, I digress. Cause like I said, you can't come to me for political opinion. I don't know enough, and I'm definitely not articulate enough. So I'm way outside of my lane. So that's why I don't really talk about it. But I do understand. I do understand some things. I just can't articulate them all the time. I would really have to write it down. Um, Fred's still alive, yes. They gonna put us back in chains. I doubt it. I doubt it. I, who here was the generation that they've been subject to any form of I mean, not discrimination and not bigotry, but any the people who may have been exposed to Jim Crow, they're dying right now. They're in their 70s and 80s. People who are exposed to Jim Crow, not just discrimination and bigotry and such, because that's still all going on. Uh, I've never experienced Jim Crow, and I will never bow a knee. Never. You give me bullshit, I'll give you bullets. You can hold me to that. You try to oppress me with like Jim Crow bullshit, and I'll give you bullets. You can put me in a pine box, I'm fine with it. Because I will never bend a knee. Never. You can send that to whoever you feel like. I will never bend a knee. I don't do Jim Crow. You give me bullshit and I'll give you bullets. And I'll lose. I will eventually lose. But that's okay. I'm fine with it. 100%. Chris. 15 pounds. I think you fact that you're worried about him funneling money into this and that, you probably need to look at the policies and what the Supreme Court is doing and the other things that are being done. Like I said, Donald Trump is largely incompetent. Stephen Miller, white supremacist, a Jewish white supremacist. Jesus Christ. Can you make these things up? Can you make these things up? He's Jewish and he's a white supremacist. Oh my God. You just can't make these things up. Gee. Oh, man. I'm, oh, you would totally vote for me? No, I would be completely incompetent as a government official. I have no experience in government. I don't understand enough about government. It would be on the job training. You may think that I have a good enough character, and that's fine because I would try to do right by everybody. Um, but I would look out for mine most definitely. I would do some things for black people most definitely. But I would try to make sure that everybody was all right. And I may have good enough character, but I don't have the skill set. I'm completely incompetent at anything like in the government. I wouldn't know what I was doing. And there's no way in this world you should vote for me. And by the way, there's people with good character that are far brighter than me. Far brighter. I watched an interview with Michelle Obama and Trevor Noah. And I walked away from it because I had never seen or listened to Michelle Obama, never heard her speak, talk, anything, largely uninterested. And after I watched his interview with Michelle Obama, I like, that is a very impressive woman. Unlike, say, Kamala Harris. You don't walk away from listening to Kamala Harris saying that she's a very impressive woman. Michelle Obama, that is a very impressive woman. Okay. I'm not humble. I'm not humble. So Trevor Noah, Michelle Obama, put it in YouTube. There will be an interview. Watch the interview, and you come up with your own opinion. I after watching that, I just felt she was a very impressive woman. Well, if they're trying to change the nation into the intermingle Christianity, I mean, what did they say? See, I can't even remember what they said. See, I'm way outside my lane. I can talk about the Metro Mall and aspects of security very well. I mean, that because I know that very well. Politics, I don't know well enough. I don't know enough. And so I leave that to other people, which is why I don't generally don't speak on it. I don't talk to the Smith brothers. Well, I don't know if she has a podcast. I don't watch Michelle Obama. I mean, I'm not. I was never interested. Not interested now. Trevor Noah. He seems to be a well-informed, reasonable individual, and he gets to talk to people who are at minimum well informed about the things that they do. There's also a podcast called The Diary of a CEO. And that's something that I think that you should watch. So Trevor Noah will talk to some people, The Diary of a CEO, strict scrutiny, a bunch of snarky lawyers. Uh, they're on the liberal side, but they're law professors, and they're really good on the law, and they're telling you how Trump is breaking the law and the lawlessness of the Supreme Court and the legislative branch. And really, it's a podcast about the Supreme Court, but there's so much going on politically that they spend a lot of time really talking about the lawlessness of like the Trump administration. So, I mean, is that. J. Rob, I mean, you're focusing on things that are of like no importance. From a security, how would I handle Iran? Why does Iran need to be handled? I mean, really, what are these people doing to this country? See, I don't know. I don't think they're doing anything to this country. So what? Uh, uh, they'll have like what, nuclear weapons? You worried about them having nuclear weapons? You got nuclear weapons. We got nuclear weapons. China's got nuclear weapons. Russia's got nuclear weapons. France got nuclear weapons. I think the UK. A lot of people with nuclear weapons, man. you know, it's just another person with a nuclear weapon. I mean, really, what are you going to do with them? The only thing you can do is wipe the face of the earth. You can kill everybody and everything. That's all you can do with them. You're going to kill everybody and everything. I don't even see the point of them. Why would I buy that mall? And I think somebody already brought that place. There's some corporation that brought a lot of the buildings on that block. One corporation had brought it before COVID, wanted to do something with it, and then COVID came, and then another corporation, I guess, brought it out from them. So, I don't know what's going on down there. There's a guy I could probably, Miles Edwards, probably reach out. He'll probably be able to tell me what's going on down around there. He seems to be tapped into that stuff. I used to crack you up, huh? Okay. I mean, you're a viewer. I mean, Jay, Rob, yeah. I don't know, Pops, what are you saying? Cherry Ben was popping on me while you were getting her hair done and nails. What exactly are you talking about? Uh, all I can tell you is come to midterms, I don't care if you don't like the Democrats and you know, they're feckless, and it's like they don't play to win. But they try to, you know, they try to live up to their ideals. Uh, Sometimes, and then sometimes, you know, I don't agree with all the policies of the Democrats. You know, sometimes the Republicans are right, very rare, extremely rare. Um, but the Democrats ain't always right. But you wouldn't have this kind of craziness with the economy. You wouldn't have these kind of crazy things. Do I think illegal immigrants should be here? No, I do not. Do I think welfare, SNAP benefits, EBT, all these things for American citizens should be available to people who immigrate into America, whether legally or illegally, and are not American citizens? You know what? No, they should not get those benefits afforded to American citizens. If you come into this country, you don't get Medicaid, Medicare, welfare, nothing. You don't get any kind of preferential treatment at all whatsoever. You shouldn't get any. You're not an American citizen. These things were set aside for American citizens. So no, you shouldn't get it. One guy, Casey, had sent me something about some DMVs, you know, selling CDL licenses. And I think the FMSCA says, you know, if you can't speak English, you can't drive a truck. Listen, if they kick a whole bunch of immigrants out that were driving trucks and transportation, does that benefit me? Absolutely it does. It would benefit me greatly. Uh, but they're still entitled to due process. Pull them out the truck. If you know they're illegal, pull them out the truck. They can't speak English, pull them out the truck. Go ahead and detain them if they're illegal. They're still entitled to due process. And oh my fucking God, you cannot send them if they're from El Salvador to the goddamn Sudan. You can't send them to Libya. You can't send them to wherever the fuck. You send them back to fucking El Salvador. Or wherever the hell it is they came from. You don't send them to some random fucking country. And I don't know what made the Supreme Court think that that shit was all right. It's not all right. It's not all right. They're entitled to due process. Give them due process. Give it to them. It's the goddamn law, and you're the party of law and order. But you don't like the law, so you do things to subvert it. The Supreme Court just said, yep, go ahead and subvert it. Jesus, the fucking nuts. Why should anybody follow the law if the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch don't follow the law? Why should anybody follow the fucking law? Nobody should follow the law. Everybody should just do whatever the fuck it is that they want to do. Complete anarchy. Just whatever the fuck. I want to do this. You don't like it, so what? I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. What you going to do about it? I digress. You're just trying to live life. Okay, well. All right. That's what they said they were sending them. Libya, Sudan. You know, they send people to Libya, and I haven't confirmed this, but they could send somebody, say, from El Salvador to Libya. They could, you know, I haven't confirmed this, but they could possibly be sold into slavery. What the fuck? Oh, and the Sudan is so violent that Jesus Christ. The State Department says that only the critical personnel could be there in the Sudan because I think they're on the verge of civil war. But you're willing to send people there. Are you fucking crazy? people who never been there. If they're from the Sudan and they're over here legally, send their ass back to Sudan. I'm all with it. I'm with it. They get due process. Hey, bruh, the judge finds that you ain't supposed to be here. Deuces. Back to Sudan you go. Okay. But you don't take the guy from Sudan and send him over to El Salvador. You don't take the guy from El Salvador and send him over to Sudan. I'm just not on board with that. At all whatsoever. At all whatsoever. I'm not. I'm not. Oh shit, if you're over here from Ireland, you ain't supposed to be here. Send his ass back to Ireland, back to Italy, back to France, back to Germany, back to wherever the fuck. Back to the Ukraine. Wherever the fuck it is you came from. Send them back. I'm all right. I'm all right with it. Right? They just get due process. They get the due process of law induces. Oh, and by the way, somebody trying to go through the process to become a legal citizen, and they got this appointment, and they're in this building trying to do the things right way. I don't think you should be able to snatch them up either, because he's clearly trying to get this done. Because he's in there trying to get this done. But I don't have enough information on that either. So did he overstay his visa? Did he overstay his time? Was he always illegal? Did he sneak across the border? Did he fly in? I mean, however the fuck. I don't know. I don't know. Well, if they're here illegally, J-Rob, we'll send them back to India. How in the hell will I know how much money the mall sold for? Okay, you see Mexican people in Maryland. Dude. Sympathy is over. Where you be with due process of law is sympathetic? No, he wants to send people to countries of no or from where they're not from, sir. That's not even you can't even dispute that. That's the thing he wants to do. I mean, he can send them from El Salvador back to El Salvador, but he also, hey, we got a plane going to Sudan. Put them on the plane, send them to Sudan. They want him out the country. They're doing a lot of things, man. Yeah, I got a CDL. Who's having a pity party for anybody? What kind of commentary is that? Some voted for Trump, some didn't. I mean, I'm not crying in my, in my pillow. You know, getting water in my ears. You know, I'm just, I'm tired. I can tell you that. It's all stupid. Do I think P. Diddy is innocent? I don't know. I've never followed the trial. I've heard some disturbing things. Some I don't want to repeat. I'm like, that's a little rough, a little tough. But I don't know if he's innocent. Will he get convicted? I don't know. Not yet. The Supreme Court said that they could, if not this week, last week. Said that they could. It may be 30 days until it's implemented, but oh, they can. The Supreme Court said they could. Why would I care about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? I don't care about them at all. There's way more going on in the world. Oh yeah, I was serious when I told them to bring their guns. Bring your gun. Now that's probably legally going a little too far, and some people may be able to make an argument that you told them to go get your guns and they brought their guns and then you shot and killed them. There would be probably a prosecutor that could make that argument. Might be successful with that argument, but was I serious? Oh, absolutely. Go get your gun. Don't bring your fist to a gunfight. Go get your gun. You talking shit, stand on the shit you talking. Right? Go get your gun. Let's get these guns to clapping and see what happens. Cause you about that, right? You giving off that energy. You about that thing. Oh, put down your guns. You know I'm not gonna put down my guns. You already know that. So you want to play to your strong suit, I'm gonna play to my strong suit. My strong suit, I know how to use a pistol pretty well. So that's my strong suit. So that's where I'm standing because that's where it's going. So go get your gun. If you want that problem, go get your gun. I was not bullshitting. I was not lying at all. Uh, do I think OJ was innocent? Well, there's a video with Judge Brown saying that he talked to some people that were familiar with the case at the time the case was going on. And he said something about somebody else possibly being the perpetrator. Was he innocent? I don't know. I don't even care. And that's the biggest thing that I think some people forget. That the world's been so unfair to black people that black people just wanted to win. We don't care. I don't care if we died. We didn't care that she was dead. Nobody cares. Because sometimes it ain't about right and wrong. Um, Sometimes it ain't even about the law. It's about this tribe versus this tribe. I mean, it's identity politics at its finest. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not following up with any cases talking about P. Diddy. I don't know. I probably would have, since I didn't know what he was doing. He would have paid me. Sure, why not? And then I would have found out some other things that may be going on. Yeah, I maybe not want to be a part of it. I'm like, I can't do this. Mall's closed. So 2014. Okay, y'all just doing too much in the comment section. remember. I mean, what hand? I recommend the gun that you can carry that meets whatever criteria that you need that fits your hand well, that you can shoot well. That's up to you to find out. Do I still miss Kenneth? I don't think I miss Kenneth. I don't think I knew her well enough to miss her. You say I'm lying. Lying? Who's lying? Lying about Kenneth? I don't know how my mom's doing. And that's bad. That's a sign of my finances, though. Oh, well, that picture of her in my videos or my post or whatever YouTube was, that picture was, she had to be 40 at the time when she took that picture. I mean, that's a picture of her at 40. Man, I do not care about OJ. That is from the 90s. And this, I think he's dead now anyway. I think OJ's dead. Is OJ Simpson dead? Yeah, he died last year. Not riled up about Kenneth. Oh, I'm not telling you what gun. That's got nothing to do with you. Why would I tell you that? What? You will get nothing jumping. Nobody does security at the mall. The mall's closed. No, Walters, I wasn't referring to you. I'm talking about this back and forth about this Diddy shit. Yes, I was in the military, Erica. The best mace to buy. I can't even remember. I can see it, but I can't remember. Buy a taser. They'll serve you better. Nah, I would marry Kenneth. Did Joshua York sell drugs? I can tell you I've never seen him sell drugs. That statement I can absolutely make. Now, did I suspect him of being in the drug trade? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Why did the drug dealers piss me off so bad? They just wouldn't listen. That's all. They wanted to do what they wanted to do. It was just a power struggle. That's what it was. They wanted to uh, inflict their will on me, and I was going to inflict my will on them. Power struggle. That's all it was. I don't need a moderator. I don't even do this often enough to even justify that. Oh, yeah, they were selling wherever they could sell. Free Fred. Is Fred locked up, Olivia? And if he is, can you prove it? Tell me where he's locked up at. Maybe I can look it up. If I look it up and I find it, then okay. And I can verify that it is Fred. Well, where is he locked up, Olivia? Because it ain't state prison. It ain't Georgia State Prison. He's not in the state. So if he's locked up, he must be in the county because he's not in the state. Oh, I mean, Jay was around the way. What the hell do I know about NATO? I don't know anything about NATO, so no, I can't. No, I'm not being grumpy, man. I mean, I'm just like, I can't give you a recommendation like, you should buy this or you should carry this. My recommendation is whatever fits your hand, whatever you can shoot well, out of the things that you can afford. That is my best answer. So if you can shoot a full-size pistol better, but you can't shoot a micro single-stack pistol better, then carry a full-size pistol. If the full-size pistol too big and you have to carry a micro pistol, find the micro pistol that fits your hand the best that you could probably shoot. And practice. 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 And read the laws of your state and find the published case law of your state, but don't you bank on it. Because they will subvert the laws. Police enjoy qualified immunity. Prosecutors and judges enjoy absolute immunity. So if you use your gun and you use your gun according to what they say is going to make you harder to prosecute because you read the statutes, nobody cares about your interpretation of the statutes. That's what the judges are for, the appellate court and the federal district courts and the Supreme Court. And even though the Supreme Court is, I don't know what the hell they're doing, their jurisprudence is just crazy. That logic is nonsensical. It's not consistent at all. But in any event, you're stuck with these kind of laws. Use those laws to your benefit. You operate within those laws, within their reasoning and their logic. It's going to make you very, very hard to prosecute. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Fred doesn't have a boyfriend. What do you mean an uncut version of my videos? If you've been to my channel, all those videos are uncut. What are you talking about? Oh, because I never wanted to be a police officer. I never wanted to be a police officer. I never wanted to be a lawyer. And I never wanted to be a doctor. Those people have too much influence over your life once you deal with them. So I never wanted the decision that I made to affect somebody's life that greatly. I mean, a police officer can arrest you and put a bunch of charges on you. You can literally just, not get convicted of anything, but it could disrupt your life so much that it's ridiculous. Or a police officer could choose to arrest you for something minor that can disrupt your life. Or can just choose to let it go and, hey, stop acting stupid, right? And just move on. So I never wanted that power. And I still don't want that power. Right? And same thing with a lawyer. Good lawyer, bad lawyer. My brother-in-law niece got shot by somebody that used to work for him that was her childhood friend, and they had a relationship, and he shot her in the head and shot the son in the head and killed him, but she survived. He just went to trial. My sister said she seen the video and just was like basically in shock how it happened. And it had audio caught from the outside camera, and at the time he had some warrants on him, and you called the police on me, and she said, what, you gonna threaten us with a gun, and you gonna bring out the gun and such, and apparently he had been arguing for the last few days, and he said, well, you call the police on me, and bang bang, just like that. She said he didn't say nothing. You called the police on me and shot her in the head, and shot her son in the head, just like that, bang bang, right in the driveway. So, I don't know. I went off some tangent. I digress. Um, yeah. Angry Ange, I don't like to look at myself in the, I got the selfie camera on, so I don't like to look at myself. I don't know how mom's doing. Olivia, you told me Fred was in jail, so I'm trying to, you get back to that. Oh, he's in Clayton County Jail. Really? Because I can't look that up. I can't look up inmates in the Clayton County Jail. Is that where he's at? Okay. How long is he there for, Olivia? And how do you know? So how long is he there for? How do you know that he's there? And where can I go verify it? Oh no, hold on. All y'all can stop commenting. Only that is Olivia Clarkson. That's the only person I want to hear from. Oh, so this has nothing to do with the with smuggling stuff into was it Clayton County they said he smuggled stuff into? Okay. I don't know. Somebody wanted me to do security someplace a couple of weeks ago, and I wouldn't do it. All I need to do, all I need to do, you know what? It's not that I don't have the heart for it. I don't want the problems. So yeah. No, I ain't got to do nothing for the footage. I never did anything for the video. The channel's just a byproduct of what I was doing. The camera was on, caught what I was doing. It was never intended for YouTube. I will do absolutely nothing so I could post it up on YouTube. Absolutely nothing. That's to me, that's some clown shit. And why would I want to put my life in danger or the life of someone else in danger so I can so I can, for the lack of a better word, because I hate this word, have some content so I can put it on YouTube so people can come and view it? Absolutely not. Ain't no way in hell I would do that. People offered me, wanted me to do reality TV shows. And, so I could, I guess they wanted to show the community in a certain way. Absolutely not. This channel is what it is. It's just what it is. But absolutely not. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to do nothing like that. I don't want to become a cop. I've already answered that. I'm just not interested. It's not what I want to do. Strip malls in the hood don't need me. You know what strip malls need? people with an income that have that want to buy stuff, and not not people without an income that want to steal stuff. So and then Waymo just came to Atlanta, so all those people driving Lyft and Uber, and I think they got a food delivery robot now down there now. They trying to implement that. So all those people who were doing that, Uber Eats and stuff like that, and Grubhub or whatever the hell it is out there, because I don't know nothing about it too much. And then some of the Lyft rides downtown or from wherever they operate, and Waymo's out there, y'all gonna have to find something else to do. And I don't know what the hell else you gonna do. You want me to go on that stupid Pop the Balloon show? Really? Sure, you can raise kids in Atlanta. Why couldn't you raise kids in Atlanta? Well, them people ain't reached out to me, dog, so I don't even think it's a possibility. My friend Casey wanted me to do country country Wayne skits. he, he thought I might be good doing some country Wayne skits. Drug hub. No, not gonna be a bounty hunter. People wanted me to do that too. Someone, I think I talked to someone about it once. I was like, nah, I'm good. Why would I delete the channel? I don't delete the channel. Yeah. I secure things at times. At times. Because I'm 57, J. Rob. Hell, I don't want to deal with 20-year-old women. What the hell makes you think I want to deal with 20-year-old men? What I do is skit with Charleston White. You like Charleston White is an interesting character because he said when I was presenting myself one way, no one paid me any attention. And then I present myself another way and people pay me attention. Um, he is interesting. He's got receipts for the things that he's done for his critics. So he would be interesting. He would be interesting. Country Wayne skits would be hilarious, maybe. Can't use any profanity in Country Wayne skits. I was never like the bounty hunter. It should have been canceled. It is. Made no money doing security. Security's. I constantly tell people not to do security, Olivia. I tell. I constantly tell people not to do security. Don't do security. Just like let that go. Leave it alone. Don't even bother. Listen, y'all want me to do this and y'all want me to do that. Listen, ain't none of them people calling me, and I'm not trying to like be a social media star. Jesus Christ. I mean, if somebody calls me and we'll see what they want to talk about. I may sit down and talk with them, but listen. This stuff ain't nobody checking for me, right? It's like I'm like 57 years old. Uh, I can walk into a mall or any area with like 20-year-old women just hot to death. What did Chris Rock say about Rihanna when he tried to get at her? It's like he didn't even exist. Like, I'm invisible. This stuff is so old. People who make their living off of social media and what's happening now. Like, dude, this is like 12 years old, man. You invisible, man. Ain't nobody checking for me. So I'm like I'm like a 50-year-old woman around 20-year-old men. She invisible too. You invisible. I got no star power. I don't know. Like, so people think like you'll get rich off of reality TV shows. I remember when I did that sizzle reel, and and I talked to that woman, and she said I had the right perspective because you won't get rich off of social media. I mean, off of reality TV shows, not necessarily. I mean, it could pop, it could not pop, but I mean, say you make $200,000 in a year. Say you do that for 2 years in a row. Are you financially stable because you made 400,000 and paid about half of it in taxes? Are you financially stable? But at the time, she was talking about $50,000. That's what she was talking about. It, and 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 she said I really did have the right perspective on it. But I wouldn't play ball because I don't walk this way to portray or reinforce stereotypes of the day. Like all my brothers eat chicken and watermelon, speak broken English, and all drug selling. No, I mean that's KRS-One. No, I don't do none of that shit. This is on no reality TV show because I wasn't gonna play ball. I wasn't gonna do that. So, no. Uh, what are you talking about? One, everybody knew that they sold knockoffs. That was no secret. The police walked through there. They knew they sold knockoffs. Greenbrier sells knockoffs. That they get raided once a year. The second raid that happened was because of the exposure. Not the first one, the second one. When they came in with masks and everything. Because I had sent that security company videos of their people at the mall. That's why the second time around they came with masks. so, uh, so the second raid had to do with what was going on and at the time with the media, being on the news, being on World Star, being highly visible. Second raid, not the first raid. And I think they got raided once a year anyway. So nobody was really surprised about that. Once again, J. Rob, stuff that is of no importance. I could narrate my own videos. I thought about it. But like I said, I'm focused on putting stuff on the scroll because that's what everybody does. Uh, yeah, Johnny Depp is old, but Johnny Depp is Johnny Depp. And if you got Johnny Depp pockets, just because someone's interested in you, don't mean they interested in you. They're interested in the lifestyle you can provide, and they may be interested in their elevation because they're next to you. Uh, you get next to me, there is no elevation. I don't look as good as Johnny Depp, and I damn sure don't have his money. People do recognize me, J. Robin. It's always disturbing when they do. Yeah, I'll let other people do that. I mean, I'm good where I'm at. I stay right where I'm at. Uh, yeah, I mean, people always trying to like, well, you should do bodyguard work or you should become a security consultant because you got this. And I'm like, listen, I'm not qualified to do any of those things. I did security at difficult demographic apartments. I did security at a difficult demographic flea market, the mall. So I know how to do security in difficult demographic areas. Doesn't mean I can tell you anything about bodyguarding because I worked with one for a couple of days, and nah, man. I mean, that's not the. It's I don't know anything about it. People just trying to make some money. And I get it. And it's not that I don't have any ambition. I'm just like, yeah. You would have to contact me. I'm not trying to, reach Tyler Perry. Hey, Tyler, I want to be in the movie, or trying to find Country Wayne. Hey, man, I want to do some skits with you. Uh, nah, man. They had to contact me. They had to be interested and, think I got something to offer them. Because I'm not going after them. And it's things that I'm not qualified to do, I'm just not qualified to do it. And I'm not interested in becoming qualified. I don't want to be somebody's, you know, uh, personal security. I'm not interested at all. No, the mall doesn't exist, sir. I don't miss anybody there. I know, but you back, right? I mean, people are asking questions. Other people have come in. Other people have left. Other people have come in. I can see how it's different. You know what? I'm not even looking for a woman. I'd rather spend my money on my cars right now. And really, I don't have enough money to spend on my cars. I don't miss Fred. Why would I miss Fred? I don't know what happened to anybody. Mini Cooper gang. Who's Drewski? Deuces. I don't have any favorite video of GRSE. I don't know if it would be my favorite. Um, I don't even really watch my channel. So I can't say I have a favorite. Well, did they learn that day? I don't think they learned that day. I don't know. I mean, you talking about Kenneth? Taser. I don't know if he's going to prison. Okay. Okay. You should be a cook. I'm fucking cooking. I done that. Yeah, I had permission to do everything that I did, whether it was explicit or implied. Oh, there's all kinds of footage that I have that I've never put it. Some things I don't think is interesting, so it don't need to go up there. Some things I'm just like, maybe not, maybe not. I don't. Why would I need to see a chiropractor? I don't have OnlyFans. Why would I have OnlyFans? Isn't that like a porn site? You know what? I'm getting a lot of traction from just putting 15 and 12 and 22 seconds videos on the scroll. Because there's a lot of people who still haven't seen this. There's always people, every 4 years, it's like, it's just like a whole generation of people who just never seen it. And like are amazed at it. I'm not going to be a cook. Short form, well, I mean, so if I put it on the scroll, or part of it on the scroll, it has led people to the actual channel. Like, what's this? Okay, what's this? And they go to the channel, and then they get to watch like the video if they find it, because there's a lot of videos on the channel. I don't know anything about like ESPN. I don't even watch it. What is OF? You seen the videos of the back? Okay, so what does that mean? You seen Maya? You seen Kenneth? You seen Maya Harrison, Kenneth? You definitely seen uh, Corinne Steffens. I mean, I can't think of at the time who else could, maybe Angela. I don't know. I mean, this is this is Essence Atkins. She's on this phone. I got another phone with some chick from Instagram called Mariah. I got one of some phone for a while. I had Jamie Riley. Um, for a long time, I don't have it anymore. Kenneth. Um, I mean, most of these women are just pixels on the screen. I never met them. I ain't never gonna meet them. I ain't looking to meet them. This is just a really good picture of Essence Atkins. So I don't know what to tell you. It don't mean nothing. Don't put too much into it. Rick's a school teacher when you see me. Huh. I didn't walk into the bathroom with Kenneth. I didn't walk into the bathroom at all. Why would I walk into the bathroom? You better watch that video again. I did not walk into the bathroom with Kenneth. Well, everybody's trolling, but this whole channel. I mean, it's very rarely that I get somebody asking a real question. Like the last time I did a live, there was a judge on here. They were asking me questions about the channel and what I did. And I think they spent about 10 minutes and they were gone. Um, so very rarely do I get people who are really interested and will really ask questions, things that they really want to know about the channel or about me. I get a whole lot of nonsense, but I think that's just the people that I attract. This channel attracts. So, you know, this is, I may do this like I did, but did I do one last month or the month before? I don't do this very often. And I just wanted to get something off my chest. And then I just started answering questions. And then it just goes on. And then when I get tired of answering questions, I get done with it. I'm just done with it. Well, somebody said he was locked up, so the channel is an unserious channel? I don't know. I mean, I would like you to go deeper into that. I would like you to tell me why you think it's an unserious channel. I don't know. I don't need Wop Diddy. What the hell is that? Come on now. And did I acknowledge you? Did I answer a question? I mean, I don't always say people's names. I mean, because, I don't know if I'd be best friends with Charles. Why would I be best friends with Charles? Jason and Anna. What the hell? Fred is out of jail. What do you mean? What's the meaning of life? Why are you asking me questions that I can't possibly answer? I don't even know how to frame that. What's the meaning of life? I don't know how to respond to that. Not frame that. I don't know how to respond to that. What's the meaning of life? When you left the Metro Mall, did the views go up or down? So, for a long time, so when I was initially separated, some say fired, they said laid off. However you want to frame it, whatever. At this time, I don't care. In April of 2013, I really didn't. I had to shut down everybody else's channel, and I didn't start to do that till October 2013. So I don't know if my views went up or down, but I know in about 2018 my channel exploded for about 6 months. I mean, it just like, and I was driving a truck at the time, and like, I had to plug my phone in because the comments were draining the battery. I mean, like, they were just like one after the other, after the other, after the other. I'm like, what the hell's going on? The channel did pretty good during COVID. And the channel is taking more views since I started putting up shorts because it's inviting new people to the channel who have never seen this stuff before because everybody's on the scroll. So if they want to see more, they just click, and I guess it takes them to the channel, and then they start to watch videos that way. Which is why I'm more focused on putting clips on the scroll, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, stuff like that. No, I don't miss the place. Who's Big Herc? Fred is balling now. Dude live in Cali. Well, according to Olivia, using Clayton County Jail. What do I like to do now? Man, I would love to go racing. I would love to go over to Germany and hang out on the Nürburgring for a month. That's what I would love to do. And then I would like to do some wheel-to-wheel racing. But the Nuremberg ring may satisfy that. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, people find it entertaining. I wish they didn't, but they do find it entertaining there, Kadar. But then I named like what 6 or 7 people who were actually on this channel that got shot and killed, and another 2, at least another 2 that are dead. So we're talking maybe 9 people, 8 to 9 people that are dead that were on this channel. And then Monk Tunk from the YSL channel, he's on this channel for like one video. Uh, all kinds of things, man. Like when people say this channel was fake and this wasn't this and this wasn't that, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And then a couple of people got life sentences without the possibility of parole. You know, and then a couple of people are still, the key is still in prison, although she should be getting out next year. Um, Marcus Purnell was in prison. I don't know. I can't remember. I called him Brooklyn out. Had to Crump. His last name is Crump. Uh, he might still be in prison. There's another woman that probably is still in prison now. Uh, from the channel. So yeah, it's all fake, man. It's fake. People, Yeah, so you're right there. So Stewart 2727. Yeah, the views, the videos that will give you the most information. And granted, a lot of people can't understand, some of what these people are saying, because it took me being in Atlanta for like 6, 7 months before I stopped saying what. So it took me a while. And then yeah, you can get a little bit more understanding, but no, the views bear out what they're really interested in, and that's no surprise. But people who are looking for more, they watch the other stuff too. So, was I going to shoot Santana with it if he threw that brick at me? The answer is yes, Tevin. I would have shot him. Without question. I wanted to be in the music industry. And I don't know and when you say kid, I don't know kid. People don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. And so I was just told to go to college, so I went to college. But I didn't have a plan. I think maybe I wanted to be a school teacher, maybe. Because I thought black kids were scared of math and science, and I didn't understand why you're scared of math and science. It didn't make any sense to me. But I didn't have any discipline, so I didn't follow through. Then, I was on the radio station. I wanted to work at a label. Can't remember. I didn't want to be a musician. I wasn't, that wasn't, but I wanted to work in the music industry, for sure. Because I was on the radio. Um, I got my platinum record somewhere around here. Um, yeah. Didn't work out. Got to be more of a people person than what I was. Um, Patrick, thanks for the $2. Because my pockets are light. I don't know if Espin committed suicide. Why would I know that? You know, like I said, I put stuff up on shorts there. Meet some friend of mine's. I put shorts up on there. That's what I do. That's what I'm doing now. That's my focus now. But people have offered to buy this video. I won't sell it to them. People wanted to make documentaries with this video. I'm like, you got to contact all these people in the videos. You know, trust me. I let the channel be what it is, and it is what it is, an historical document. But I really, 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 I am not really interested in the exploitation of these people. I mean, the channel is what it is, and if I make a buck off it, I make a buck off of it. But I'm not going to really just try to make the most of it. It just is what it is, and it's good enough as it is. It's really good enough as it is, and it's lasted so long, 12 years, because as content, and I don't like that word, but as content, it stands on its own. It's a historical document, and I don't push it like crazy, so it does not burn out. It just is what it is. And it's good enough as it is. Now, if it could be The Wire, oh, Jesus, if this channel was good as The Wire, I would just be like beside myself. But it is definitely not The Wire. Well, James Bond, the videos are dated. So if it says 13 January 12, that's January 13, 2012. If it says 14 April 14, that's April 14, 2014. So now you need to look at when you look at the videos, look at the titles. The dates are there. If it says 00 unknown 12, I don't know the day or the month. I just know the year. If it says 00 May 12, I know the month and the year, but I don't know the day. Right? And if you want to look up my videos, you punch in GRSE, and if you can remember the day or the name, you could probably find it. You think it exploded because I was tasing folks? Well, it exploded because I tased her. And like somebody had pointed out, there was really not much like it at the time on YouTube. It was something different. And then you would see the same people over and over again, and it was constant. I don't know if calamity is the right word. I don't like it's not the right word. Let's say constant drama. It was constant drama. And drama is always interesting. So, they'll say there'll never be another Michael Jordan, but then there'll be another Michael Jordan. Was I fearless? I mean, I was just, once again, the whole environment was dysfunctional. They were dysfunctional. I was dysfunctional. Everybody's dysfunctional. I was quite comfortable in that environment. I don't consider myself to be fearless. I was just comfortable in that environment like they were comfortable in that environment. If something got too serious, And sometimes things would get too serious. Then the police would, then I would, hey, did you call the police? Or the police would need to be called. I mean, sometimes I did it before that, especially in 2014. But in 2012, unless the police, one day I called the police like 6 times. They asked me to call them. So, and then they got tired of me calling them. But I don't know if fearless was it. I don't think that's a good characterization. I was I was I was at home, I guess. I don't know. I was I was not uncomfortable in that environment, although, you know, I am watching my back, but I'm not, yeah, I'm not out of sorts. So, you know, you couldn't put me in a biker bar and I would be comfortable. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable at all. So, that kind of thing. What do you, when you, okay, listen, don't tell me Terry in jail and not Fred. Like, y'all make those assertions, y'all need to be able to prove them. But don't make the assertions. You saw that clip, Stuart? I just watched that yesterday and thought that would be a good one to put up on YouTube, but then that's the whole damn video, right? But yeah, I should put that up on the scroll. It's just not, it's not one of the leading ones, but yeah, 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 yeah. I was looking at that just last night. Drive the Autobahn. I don't know. The Autobahn is not as wide open as it used to be, and it's not the Nurburgring Ring. I guarantee you it's not that. Okay. Let me get down here. Let me see. Which video was featuring the kid that went to prison for murder? You talking about David Clay, FDF, FDS? Um, why don't you look up GRSE and then put in the name David Clay, and that video should come up. GRSE stands for the greatest reality show ever. I just needed a moniker, if that's the correct word. Hold on. Hey Siri, what's the definition of moniker? Hey Siri, what is the definition of moniker? A name. Okay, so I needed a name. So so I named it the greatest reality show ever because it's actual reality. It's not a show. It's just a historical document, but I'm stuck with it now. I can't change it. Uh, yeah. The what? The Ag Man. Ag Man. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I mean, some like you can read an article where Frank said, you know, sometimes he did a little too much, but you know, overall he did all right. I mean that was the general perception by those in the mall, those vendors in the mall who were there saying doing things close to legal, or you know, just about, you know, they weren't doing stuff highly illegal. Like, I mean, yeah, Frank was selling knockoff goods, but it ain't like he, well, he was doing that too, but it wasn't like Jay's booth or Jeff's booth. Uh, Most of the vendors there appreciated me. Some, a couple did. One didn't. One, yeah, one, maybe two. But did I ever find out who broke into my house? No, but if you watch that video, Marcus Purnell, one of those videos, I think where I tossed him. slammed him up against the door and then tossed him. He talked about his people had broken into my apartment. And then, they came back, and that's when Marcus Purnell got tased, and, you know, that kind of thing. I'm a courier. I don't know if I like it, but I don't hate it. But I ain't really making the money. I'm not really making the money that I need to be making. So he was dedicated to keeping Santana hungry. Okay. Moochie was fine, huh? Well, Moochie was cute. She was really top heavy though. Mall's closed. Haven't seen anyone else do it since you. Police body cams. But that's different. Yeah, that's different. And you probably won't see anything like the Metro Mall. I don't want to say ever, but it's highly unlikely that you'll see it again because no business wants to be shown that way. Other people have tried to do it, and either the security company they work for shut them down, or the business that they work for, apartment complexes, shut them down. Like, nah, we're not doing that. And I told them back when they tried to do it, I was like, you're not going to be able to do it. So this is just a thing that happened. And I had already had the footage. I already had the video. I don't want to say footage. I don't, because that implies something. But I already had the video. So, and really, had I been thinking about doing this in the beginning, there would actually be more video because I was going through video, just pulling out incidents, deleting all the rest of the stuff. If I hadn't done that and I had all that video, this channel would be much, much larger and much more in depth about what was going on there. Much more in depth. Okay. Okay, Tevin, I can't even remember that. I remember but I don't remember that last part. Don't raise my voice at them. What is? I don't know. Would it go viral? Why would it go viral? I mean, like I said, I can tell you, over the last month, my channel has taken, I want to say 900 subscribers over the last 28 days. And probably in the month of June, my views are up there, but my views have always been low, but my views are up. My watch hours are up. 977 subscribers in the last 28 days. So, my channel is what it is. No, I meet some friends of mine. I don't like the entertainment factor that people define that this is entertaining. You said calamity is the right word? Okay. She swung on you. You're a legend, man. I swear you had the best. Time is fucking flying. Time is definitely fucking flying. I mean, Casey's daughter is like 14. His son is like 13. And Casey's older now than I was when I was at the fucking mall. I don't know what happened to Fred. I don't keep up with these people. You all try to, y'all want to find these people? Y'all got their names. Y'all go ahead and try to find them. I would leave them alone though. Are you talking about that Korean chick? Oh yeah. Well, Tevin, people just do people do all things. I got to stay at the bottom of the comment section, man. Did I get fired from the mall? Some people say I got fired. They say I got laid off. I got brought back. You know, they terminated the contract. You know, I don't think I got fired because they said they're laying me off. The publicity was the reason why that 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 they didn't want me there. It was just too public at the time for them. I mean, I think Kenneth said she was in Ohio and she saw me on the news, and then people I know in Buffalo saw me on the news, and people in California saw me on the news, and Jesus Christ. Okay, so that's what that was. I was on the news and it was everywhere, and it was making some noise. Some noise. It was making some noise. Did I go to jail? Yeah, I went to jail. Termination is fired. I said separation. What did I say? Termination. Did I say termination? They terminated the contract. But they said laid off. That's the language. That is the exact language that they used. But then they brought me back. So I don't know. I don't know. Y'all make the y'all make Did it feel good, the taser? No. I mean, I didn't think nothing of it. I mean, I didn't get no satisfaction. Where's the Smith and Wesson? Hey, man, 2014 was a rough year. I actually pawned that gun. And I pawned the taser to pay rent. To pay rent. That's what happened to that gun. And that taser. So I don't have either one of them. Would you do a collaboration with Beetlejuice? Who's Beetlejuice? You know what? I'm looking for something for Liquorville. But you got to sit down and just go through hours of that stuff. And there's two things that happen there that I want to put on the internet, but I got to sit there and look at that crap. So I answered where the Smith and Wesson was. Did you feel good to tase? You went to jail that one time. Termination is fire. Can a civilian purchase one of those tasers? A taser will sell you a taser. All depending on what state you're in. I bet you don't live in Atlanta anymore. I bet you I do live in Atlanta. I may work out of the Midwest, but I don't live in the Midwest. I promise you that. In fact, if you watch the last video, it's not likely that I'll make it to 2026 in the Midwest. What skinny light-skinned chick? It's Fred's sister. Who are you talking about? Not paying you any attention. Well, you shouldn't be worried about me. I mean, by the time you saw those videos, most of that stuff was done until 2014. Then 2014, it changed the algorithm of how it promotes videos. I have no clue how it promotes videos. I mean, some people are focused on that. I'm not focused on that. it's growing at this rate now. I mean, it hasn't grown at this rate for years. And so I attribute it to putting stuff on the scroll. And I'll probably won't stop putting stuff on the scroll until I at least have 3,000 items or 3,000, you know, short clips on the scroll. 3,000. That guy that was sitting in the chair, how do you know he had multiple complaints, man? Dude, you gonna have to give me more details than that. Oh, I deserve more views. Well, listen, I shut down so I used to post videos on my channel and then somebody uploaded the videos and put them on their channel. So when this was first out, they were getting the views. No one was looking at my channel, the actual channel. So somebody was and so I shut that channel down, and that's how my channel actually ended up getting more views. But for like the first 7 months, their channel was getting all the views. And then here's some stuff that's still out there that I couldn't get rid of because I got rid of the original channel. And so, but there's people trying to put stuff up now that I gotta fill out the complaint form for YouTube and have them take down the video if they don't take down the video themselves. Because I will take the shit down. No, I didn't get nothing from World Star. Never asked them for anything. It's just, I wasn't thinking about it then, you know. But I don't. But since people have their own narrative and their own take and their own view, uh, yeah. But you just can't post my videos and make compilations of my videos and they're just running. Nah, we not doing that at all. If you want to watch this stuff, you got to come to my channel and watch this stuff. Some people made documentaries about it, about me on YouTube. But I tightly control the narrative of this because people that weren't there don't know what was going on, and they don't know anything, and they shouldn't be talking. And so I don't let them get away with it. I'm like Prince Nelson Rogers on that. I could make it in Chi-Town, right? You would have to pay me to go to Chicago, and you'd have to pay me $100,000 a year to start. Oh, but I could make it in Chicago. But who are you? Mike Patrick 43 Davis? Here's what I tell people, and I've said this many and many times. Be careful how you promote yourself because people will treat you how you promote yourself. So if you promote yourself as wild, ruthless, and crazy, don't get mad when people treat you like you wild, ruthless, and crazy. So if all the people in Chicago are shooters and killers and will murder you at the drop of a dime on sight, guess what? Guess how I'm going to treat you? Like you a credible threat. I won't give you a half a second. You look like you're going to do something. What's going to happen to you, Mike? What's going to happen? Say you put somebody on the rooftop or somebody around here, somebody around here. Why you think I want $100,000? You don't think I'm going to have the best equipment money can buy? That's why I want $100,000. You think I'm going to live in the hood? Nah. I talked to somebody. I delivered something to a hospital there a couple weeks ago. And I told old boy, his name was Michael Jordan. It was crazy. His name was actually Michael Jordan. Nah, dog, you'd even have a hard time following because I wouldn't live in the city of Chicago. I live in the suburbs, right? You would have to follow me at 100 miles an hour, and I would have about 20 or 30 routes home. So I'm going to be able to sniff out a tail of this or that or the other. Plus, I have multiple vehicles. So you wouldn't be able to follow me, sir. You wouldn't be able to follow me. You wouldn't know which vehicle I was driving. I might catch a Lyft to an Uber to this, to that, to the other before I got in my car. You wouldn't know what the hell I was doing from day to day. And I'd have the absolute best equipment money could buy, including drones. So, I don't know, man. But no one's invincible. I'm not saying that I'm invincible. But, man, everybody likes a shooting and nobody likes a shootout. And I don't know if it was BG or Juvenile that said it in one song. You ain't getting out here without no gunplay, dog. You ain't getting out here without no gunplay. So, I could survive in Chicago at the time for sure. You just have to meet that minimum. Because you want me to be a one-person army. In an environment that I don't know, where people will actually shoot and kill you. They're not thinking about it. They're not talking about it. They will actually do it. And man, I won't give you half a second. I won't give you an inch. We gonna say what we gotta say, and there won't be nothing left to say. Like what did T.I. say? About the tongue wrestling in Miami or whatever. Nah, we not doing that tongue wrestling. You about that life. Okay, I got you. I'm going to treat you like you about that life. You can't come in here. You can't do this. You can't do that. You want to do here. You want to do this. Hey, man, we ain't got to talk no more. Let's get it popping. And I do mean popping. Let's go. And people think I be playing when I say that. And I don't be playing when I say that. We can get these guns to clapping and see what happens. Either I'm a stand or I'm a fall. If I'm the fall before I fall, I'm a stand. And you just ain't getting out of here without no gunplay, dog. You will have to put your life on the risk in more ways than one. Because here's the crazy thing. I'm in defense mode. So if I shoot and kill you because you come after me, I go home. You shoot and kill me, they either take you to prison that day or you a fugitive. And they take you to prison some other day. So you're going to lose no matter what you do. Ain't that crazy? You can't win at all. You're going to lose. You set yourself up on a path to lose. And by the way, people in Chicago aren't tough. They're reckless. That's it. You're not tough. You're reckless. That's my position on it. And by the way, I worked for Stevens Transport, and for about a year, I used to work out of Chicago rail yards. That's what I used to work out of. I used to come in and out of Chicago, I want to say on a daily basis, but every 2-3 days, I'm dropping something or picking something up from one of those rail yards. That's what I was doing in Chicago. Now, that ain't security work, I agree, but man, y'all people just don't know. Y'all just talk. Y'all talk. Why would I want to go to O Block? Why do I want the problem? Fred was a threat before that. I wanted to criminally trespass Fred before that. The police blocked it. They said I didn't have the ability to do it. That was not really the truth, but we had to play ball, which is why ultimately I ended up becoming manager, because the authority that they said I had to have, then I had. I could do it. So, and then I think they just wanted to get rid of security company and pay less. So there's that too, which was probably had more to do with it than anything. You mean go say that in Chicago? I've been, dude. What, people from Chicago can't see this? Y'all reckless. You in Chicago, you're reckless. Y'all not tough, you're reckless. That's what you are. That's how you act. Shooting somebody ain't tough, it's reckless. That's what it is. I don't know what the hell else to tell you. You want to get the guns to clapping, we can get the guns to clapping. You gonna do what you gonna do, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Right? May he with the better aim, the better skill, win. I hope you're good. Because I'm pretty good with a gun. I'm pretty good. People from Chicago no crazier than, they just carry. Like, people in New Orleans say that, people in Miami say that, people in California say that. Everybody's this, that, and they all do things. You can't go to New Orleans and things have been done. Things have been done in Miami and New York and Atlanta and Detroit, Chicago, in Memphis, and you can name a bunch of places where a bunch of people done a lot of things, and people done shot people and ended up dead. And what's the reason? Well, I tell you what the reason is. It's always stupid. It's I saw a clip on something where some mayor in California was saying to she was asking where the cholos were at, right? She was saying basically y'all willing to get tough and kill each other, but when ICE come into the neighborhoods, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Like, and I don't know these people. I don't know these gangs. I don't know these sets, whether they cholos or Crips or Bloods or whatever the heck they got going on in Chicago. Y'all tough with each other. But when the police show up, not so much. I'm not saying that it don't ever happen, because it has happened, it does happen, but not so much. And I'm not telling you to attack the police by no stretch of the imagination. That is highly unadvised. But where's that recklessness when you're dealing with them that you got for, this dude over here? You're not consistent. And so stop telling me, go say that in Chicago. You be reckless with me when you're willing to be reckless with Chicago Police Department. When you're willing to be reckless with them. Then you can come be reckless with me. Be consistent about your recklessness. Don't be inconsistent about it. If you're a so-called tough guy and yeah, I kill a nigga and I get at you and all this other shit, yeah. Well, you know what? That should apply to the police too. If you really about that life, if you really about that thing, if you're not much about that thing as you say that you are. Everybody always say that I'm picking and choosing, picking and choosing, and picking and choosing. Well, hey, tough guy, old block guy, or whatever fucking thing you come from in Miami, New York, New Orleans, this, that, wherever the fuck it is you come from. Hey, you're more selective than I am. So, I don't want to hear that shit you talking, because it's just shit you talking. I don't even take you seriously. I don't know about ramble mode. I'm not in ramble mode, man. I'm not like, listen, I mean, it's just my ideology. Like, if I'm not going to do it to this man, I don't want to do it to this man. If I think this man can kill me, but I think I can kill this man, I need to treat them both the same. I need to treat them both the same. Right? If I'm not going to treat them both the same, then I don't know. And I'm not talking all that reckless stuff. I'm not a tough guy. I'm pretty good with a gun. That don't mean I'm the best with a gun. You know, I'm not invincible. Y'all not invincible. But ain't no bitches on the set. Ain't that what y'all say? Ain't that what y'all in the gang say? Ain't no bitches on the set. Ain't no bitches on the set. It's a set of one. It's just me. Ain't no bitches on the set. It's a confrontation. It's not a competition. I ain't trying to let you win it all. And I ain't going to be fair about it. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. And I go to Chicago. I do the things that I need to do. And I leave Chicago. Ain't no point in me being there. I don't like Miami. I've never been to New Orleans. Not really fond of New York City. you know. Hell, I don't like Florida. The whole damn state. Just, yeah. So nah, man. Stop telling me about how tough you are, or how this or that, because I don't really care. I'm not gonna come into an area which I am unfamiliar with, and I ain't got to be the biggest badass on the block. All I gotta do is win. That's all I gotta do is win. As long as I win, the rest of that shit don't matter. Cause I won. No one's pushing my buttons. I mean, like, really. No one's pushing my buttons. I mean, like, these are just my positions. This is, you like the channel because, I guess, I don't like, because it's authentic. It just captures what was. Well, this is what is. This is my position on it. That's all it is. Like, I don't go in Detroit and try to, like, be the baddest dude around. Like, Detroit dudes are punks and they can't do nothing and they this and they that. I don't treat them boys like that. I don't even go in Detroit. I don't go into Chicago. I don't go into Miami. I don't go into Cleveland. I mean, like, dude, if I got a reason to be there, I'm going to do what I got to do and then I'm going to leave. Because what for? I don't do poverty tours anymore where I go cruising around the hood to see what's up. Man, I don't even care what's going on in the hood. Whatever y'all got going on, it ain't got nothing to do with me. The only time we gonna have some friction is when you bring it to my attention, when you bring it to me. That's when we gonna have some friction, right? And then you gonna look like I'm 57 years old and I'm gonna back down. And that ain't gonna be the case. I'm going to stand on some shit. Especially if you catch me on the wrong day. I'm going to stand on it. I'm going to test your gangster. I'm going to test your punisher. I'm going to test your commitment. We going to see what's up. You ready to go? Let's go. Let's get it on. And I'm assuming we all talking firearms. I'm talking gunplay. I ain't talking nothing less. And what are we doing here? What's that stake? And I'm telling you, this is my ideology. I kid you not. What's that stake? Everything's at stake. Everything you have now, everything you have later, it's all life and death. It ain't nothing less than. So if you want those problems, I will give you those problems. If you want the problem, I will give you the problem. I'm not out here looking for no problems, but if you want the problem and I just can't leave it alone and you go insist on it, now you got the problem. Let's do it. You ready to go? All you got to do is draw. Let's get it on. And I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. Because you said you would do a thing and now I'm going to test you. You going to stand on it or you gonna fold? You going to walk away or I don't know what the hell else you going to do. I mean, I had somebody talk some stuff to me and I tested him. And then I said, you know what? Okay, you ain't about this. I'm going to walk away now. Before this goes someplace where you just not really ready to go. Because clearly you're not, because you're still talking. And I done said what I had to say, and I told you ready to do it? You ready to go? Let's get it on. I mean, but you're not ready to go, you're not ready to do it, so why am I standing here? I don't need to stand here anymore. I can leave. Because you wasn't committed to what you were talking about. And I know what I look like, and I understand how people perceive me. And I am probably not that thing. Because I'm committed to whatever the fuck it is I'm saying. I'm committed to it. So if I tell you a thing, I really do fucking mean it. I don't know what to tell you. So my solution to most things is just to avoid the problem altogether. You win 100% of the fights that you don't get into. You win 100% of the altercations that you don't get into. And you get to live your life, whatever life it is, whatever quality of life it is that you have, you get to live it. You know what? I'm 57 years old. I have no intention of going to prison. None at all. Zero. It's either I'm walking around in this prison with no doors and no gates and no bars, because that's what I feel like I'm in now sometimes. I'm just walking around in prison, right? Getting in my car, driving around in this prison, right? Or you're going to put me in the pine box. And I'm good with either one. Some people don't even believe that. I'm good with either one. We can go either way. I'm fine. But prison, jail cells, jail doors, none of that. I'm not doing any of that. Pine box. Okay. No, you know what? I will tell you this. When I feel like I want to be reckless and not do things right, I remind myself that David Clay went to prison so I don't have to. The guy who shot my brother-in-law's niece, he went to prison so I don't have to. Danny Marshall went to prison so I don't have to. So I don't do tough talk. I got positions. I'm telling you my position. But before I get to that position, if I could, like I said, you just win 100% of altercations. You don't get into such and such, and you get to live your life, whatever quality of life it is. Yeah, they went to prison so I don't have to, and in this case, no one has to put me in a pine box because I'm not going to prison. It is just not an option for me. So, yeah, not. Tough guys do tough guy shit and talk a lot of nonsense, and I'm not a tough guy by no stretch of the imagination. I'm just a guy with a position and a mindset. And now you've heard it. And I would ask that you don't test it. Because for sure it won't work out for one of us. All right. No, I'm not talking to Kenneth. Gar Guide, what is Gar Guide? Is that a channel? Um, Once again, people don't know it, but that, you know what, Stuart, that was a situation where I tested somebody's commitment. And then they lied. And then they lied. But it's better to, one thing about dealing with the courts, it's better to get a guaranteed result than anything else. And so I got a guaranteed result that was in my favor. Because if it wasn't in my favor, I wouldn't have done it. We would have went to court. And I would have won. Because video. Not even my video. Their video. So it shouldn't even been brought. But, I get it. I don't worry about it. But yeah. He said something, I said something. And I can remember saying, we both said at the same time, what you gonna do? And I just I said it. I mean, I thought it right. I said, this is a real nigga moment. But then he said something, and it don't make no difference what he said. And then I tested him, and then I seen that he wasn't about it. But it took me too long to. I was so rusty that it took me too long to figure out that this guy wasn't about what he was talking about. And then when I realized it, I just checked out and walked out. But by then, he had called the police and Walmart had called the police. So, you know. But yeah, and he was a substantial dude, 6'2", 6'3", 250, 300 pounds, whatever the heck he was. He was much bigger than me. Yeah. He didn't really understand. Like I said, it's a confrontation, not a competition, and I'm not there to give you a fair one. I'm there to win. I'm gonna win. I mean, that's the thing. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it don't make no difference who you are. You're gonna do a thing. I'm gonna test you. And I got the video with me talking to the police, but prosecutor uh, said I couldn't share their video. Now I got my own video. I won't use their video, but I'm not. I'm not here to make the police look bad, and I'm not here to because I can imagine. I can imagine the comments from the people who don't like me, who don't understand what I was doing at the time. And I can tell you right now that particular police department, somebody was paying attention. Somebody was paying attention. Because I told them who I was at the time. I think somebody looked it up. Somebody was paying attention. So, and it could have went one way, but it went another way. And I could have had a little bit more difficulty than what I had. So we all right. But Stuart, I appreciate you. Because Kenneth is not Kenneth missed out. Kenneth, because I don't think we put it like this. In my 20s, I would have never talked. I would have never tried to engage with Kenneth. I would have thought she was just as good looking as I thought she was when I saw her for the first time. When I was 44 and she was 28. If I'd have been 28 and she was 28, man, she would still look that good to me. However, she smoked cigarettes and I don't smoke cigarettes. And in my 20s, if you smoke cigarettes, that was a stopper for me. I wouldn't even bother. No matter how attracted to you I was in my 20s. So that tells you something changed between my 20s and my 40s. And that I was trying to do something at that. I was trying to meet women at the time, actually. So, but no. No. So that tells me like my judgment was off, because I was more suspect of my judgment with Kenneth than I was of Kenneth. I don't know if suspect is. I didn't trust my own judgment when it came to Kenneth because of high level of attraction. And the first red flag was she smoked cigarettes, and I still would. And when I seen her the next time after that day, I still tried to get at her, because shit, I love the way the woman looked. So I was right. But my judgment is different now, and there's nothing wrong with Kenneth. I don't hate her. I don't want to talk to her. I don't feel it. I wanted to talk to her, but I don't want to talk to her anymore. So it's all good. All right. Yeah, well, Tevin, listen, he said he was drunk and he would threaten my life. Do people always need to go to jail for stupid stuff that they do? I didn't take him but so serious. That guy's from Detroit. I didn't take him but so serious. He was just talking. There was a time in America where you could just talk shit and say all kinds of crazy shit that don't mean that you would end up going to jail. So, nah. Plus, I knew him. I don't know. He just misinterpreted what was going on. That's all. His wife didn't feel disrespected, by the way. So, I don't know what to tell you, man. Well, people asking about her at ABTB TV, if they're asking about her, I mean, this is this channel, so I'm talking about her, right? Uh, well, no, she couldn't have me in the friend zone, because I understand what you're saying, dog, but she couldn't have me in the friend zone because he wasn't gonna be it, because I wasn't gonna accept it. You know, if we can't be lovers, then we can't be friends. I mean, what is that from? What's that? Maybe what's that song? It don't make no difference. It's from a song. I can see the video. I can see the women in the video. I can't remember the name of the song. People say the dumbest things. Positive K, I got it, man. There you go. It's one of my favorite records. And I love the first chick and the third chick, but the second chick, yeah. Yeah, Positive K, yeah, it's the song. Yeah, I got you, song. I got you. I love the third chick and the first chick, but the second one, nah. I mean, she didn't. Papa John's and Pizza Hut. Jet's Pizza. If you never had Jet's Pizza, go get Jet's Pizza. If you want deep dish, Damn. I don't know why I can't remember. I can't remember. Oh, wow, the light went out. All right, I guess that's about time. I guess the power went out. Huh? What's this? Hold on. Oh, there you go. All right. Well, I mean, that was the only, he talked a lot of stuff. I mean, that's the only thing he did, Stuart. I mean, well, I hope you got out of there, Pepper. I'm glad, you did your time and you did something else. Yeah, YouTube channel. The video has over 100,000 views, was uploaded 2 weeks ago. The rise and fall. What? The rise and fall of the kick-ass small cop. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, this is fucking crazy. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I will make sure that I watch that craziness. Um that's what I like. My viewers always tell me when people are lifting my footage and doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, talking shit they shouldn't be talking. Wow, man. I'm around the way. Uh and Joe Rogan's not gonna call me to come on this podcast. Like, where do you people get this stuff from? I'm a courier. How are we doing here? What time? Is it 12 o'clock at night? Wow. All right. Listen, I gotta stop doing this. I give y'all guys 5 minutes. Ask a question of some relevance, so I'm just gonna get out of here. What movie? You got a movie? Well, then you call Joe Rogan and tell him that you want to see me. That's all I can tell you. I'm not calling Joe Rogan. I'm not calling Joe Rogan. I'm not calling Vlad. I'm not calling Shannon Sharp. I'm not calling any of these people. That is because I want to spend money on them. Women cost money. And my money's tight. Because right now, because Trump has disrupted the economy. Moving where? Yeah, but not for that. He went. I think he went later for violating probation. He went back. Well, it's not even. I'm thinking we have infinite pockets. It's just I'm not making the money that I'm supposed to make, and I just need my money for other things. No, I'm not gonna write a book. What do you mean? I live in Atlanta. What do people keep saying? Have you been back to Atlanta? I live in Atlanta. I work out of the Midwest, but I live in Atlanta. Who wanted you to send them $700 so she could take her kids to a soccer game? My philosophy. Yeah, my philosophy. Where we at with this? We got 3 minutes. Y'all should maybe filter out. Yeah, my philosophy. I have no idea about any AI glasses. I don't know about the brothers. Um, well, I wouldn't give her $700. Whatever shoots well through the gun. So you could try multiple rounds from multiple different carriers and find out which ones are more accurate. And then you use those. That's if you can shoot. Um, I know for Trump's first election, I wanted Liz Warren, and then if I couldn't get Liz Warren, I wanted Bernie Sanders. Go-to handgun, whichever one fits your hand, whichever one you shoot well. That's your go-to handgun. I don't have any thoughts on Palestine. Um, Tallahassee coach, you should probably listen to him and his thoughts on Palestine and what goes on over there. High Point, what the hell are you gonna do with a High Point? Thing's like a fucking rock. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's cheap though. Um, I don't really, I used to know a lot. I used to know a lot. Uh, Glock, Sig Sauer, H&K. You know, if you're looking for polymer pistols, you want a 1911 Kimber. Expensive, heavy. Um, I mean, these are all good brands, Colts and Jesus. I can't even remember that company that made like 911 clones out of Canada. Once again, I can see them. I just can't remember the name. They made it in 45, but they also made them with 911s and 9mm. I think they made it in 10mm ones too. But that I'm not sure about the 10. Um, para ordnance. Um, it's just what fits your hand and what you shoot well. But first thing you need, I mean, I had a Steyr. I had the original Steyr. I think they changed it to the M9. No, it was the M9. Then they did the Steyr M9A1. It had a trapezoid sight. Uh, boy, you would not want to mess with me with that damn thing in my hand. You would not want to mess with me with that damn thing in my hand. And I accidentally threw that thing in the trash because I hit it once and I forgot that I hit it. And I threw out the trash. and that gun was in there, and I'm just like, oh, and you can't buy another one. But boy, you would not want to come up against. You would do better coming up against me with a Smith and Wesson than that Steyr. Oh boy, yeah, lights out with that Steyr. Lights out. I mean like, ooh, lights out. My instructor saw me shoot that gun and was like, oh, you gonna kill somebody. You gonna kill somebody. Lights out with that Steyr M9. Not the M9A1, the M9. Boy, lights out. It's over for you. Jesus. I mean, right off the hip, first shot, there won't need to be a second. Man, there will not be a need for a follow-up. Not with that Steyr. But I don't have it anymore. So, oh. Yeah, so one time I could shoot off the hip at 7 yards. 70% of the time, I could hit a quarter off the draw, and I could shoot a business card at 90 feet in 2.5 seconds off the draw 70% of the time. I won't tell you the practice regimen that I had. You lived with a gun in your hand all the time. Not some of the time, all the time. All the time. You would just shoot. You wouldn't do anything else. That's all you would do. And my practice regimen, see, no one taught me how to shoot a gun. The gun magazines taught me how to shoot a gun initially. And then I did get some training. But that training took me to a different level doing different things. But those basic mechanical skills and what I needed to do, the gun magazines actually taught me what I needed to do. And I just practice and practice and practice and practice. And then one day I realized when I was startled once going home, and then I was startled one other time and there was nobody there. It's just, an empty lot and under a viaduct, and that all that training had came into play. And I was faster than I fucking realized. And when I would bring the gun up to eye level, those sights were exactly where they were supposed to be. And that's when I realized, oh, I am pretty good at this. And you will probably not survive. And I realized I had to do some things differently. And I'm just not going to tell you. I had to do some things differently. Because I didn't want to shoot anybody by accident. Because I was better than I thought I was. I was a lot better than I thought I was. Am I the fastest? No. And I haven't shot a gun in years. But you probably would still have a hard time with me because that process memory. But now, could I hit a business card at 90 feet, 2.5 seconds now? Probably not. Could I hit a quarter? It's probably not. Do I still have practical accuracy? Probably yes. Even though handgun skills are very diminishable, that process memory from off the draw, yeah, it's probably not going to work out for you. It's just, I'm probably slower too because I'm just older, and that kind of thing just happens if you don't stay in like practice. But I'm probably still a lot faster than what you think, which is still nowhere near the fastest. There's people who I've seen are extraordinarily fast that I wouldn't stand a chance against. Uh, but the average person, nah, you're probably not going to make it. Or we're going to shoot each other at the same time. And I've had some guy show me some things where I was high and ready, and he had a gun behind his back, and my best reaction time was we shot each other at the same time. Especially if I took like any time to verify what he had in his hand. So if I didn't take time to verify, we would both get shot. He would probably be dead though. But we both get shot, but he'd probably be dead. Just off that, you know. But anyway, it's crazy. I mean, and this is not exaggeration. And that guy, there's a guy in Detroit who showed me that. So, yeah, yeah, I can fight. You choose to use your hands, I choose to use a firearm. That's how I fight. That's how I learned to fight. No, so can I go beat up Joe Rogan? No. Who the hell can beat up Joe Rogan? Um, no. But can I outshoot Joe Rogan? Well, maybe. Well, I just told you how. I mean, I don't look. It's no time for lies. Like I said, can I fight? Sure, I can fight. I use a handgun. You use your hands. I use a handgun. Now you can bring your hands to this handgun fight. I don't know if that's gonna work out for you. You can bring a gun to this gunfight. We'll see what happens. You know, how good are you? How accurate are you? Because there's some things that I can do. There's some techniques that I developed that, yeah, yeah. And like I said, I'm nowhere near the best. But if you're just an average shooter, man, it's not gonna work out for you. It's just not. And I probably won't need a follow-up shot. Well, maybe now I will. But back when I was in practice, no, I probably wouldn't need a follow-up shot. That you'd probably be done. Just off the draw. I don't think I'm particularly fast. I know this faster. It just like it's like that video where Fred thought he could shoot. Yeah, you see where I hit here and did this and this, and I'm like, dude, you won't even qualify. You wouldn't even qualify. And then I've seen people who said they could shoot and couldn't shoot. That's like what my instructors would say. So when I would qualify, And my instructors would well, at least one, I think the other one, would want me to help them teach. But when I said I could shoot a gun, and everybody said they could do it, then most people couldn't do it. Then they said, oh, he could shoot a gun. Now, the last time I qualified, I kept shooting to the left, to my left. So all the shots are on the left because I forgot something. And then I know what I forgot, and I'm not telling you what I forgot. But they also, they wouldn't let me draw. So you would qualify either picking the gun up or the gun already in hand, but they wouldn't let me draw. Had they let me draw, it would have been a completely different story. But even then, I was almost as fast as the guy down this way who was in practice. And I wasn't in practice. In fact, before we qualified, I may have put one magazine through the gun at the range, and that was it. And then we went to the range, and guess what? I qualified. I still qualified. The shots were off to the left, but I still qualified. And then I just kept like, why am I shooting to the left? Why do I shoot to the left? And I'm like, oh, okay, that's why. This is what I'm missing. This is what I forgot to do because, all right, okay. But it's hard to. I'm used to off the draw. Like I'm far. I'm good. I'm good enough with gun in hand, high right, and this is But off the draw is because I learned to shoot as a private citizen, and not as some kind of pseudo law enforcement. Once again, pseudo law enforcement official or somebody with this kind. I never really drew off a pistol belt, although I did practice quite a bit. But that had never been the way I learned. I learned from concealment. I learned from, and so, yeah. So I'm so much better off the draw. Which is why I would tell people, everybody, like, get your guns to clap and we'll see what happens. You want to fight with your hands because you think you'll win. I'll fight with the gun because I'm pretty sure I'll win too. Except, you may beat me up and I may kill you. In fact, I probably will kill you. I mean, my instructor one instructor was fairly concerned about that. I mean, like, you'll kill somebody. I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Okay. No. Since the Chinese restaurant, they just served, chicken wings and chicken fingers and stuff like that. I don't know if they served anything like egg roll or anything like that in Atlanta. And people in Detroit seem to really like that corned beef egg roll stuff. I have no idea. I'm not high, dog. Turn the light off. I can't talk. Well, I'm thinking. Like when I'm closing my eyes, I mean, I don't like to look at myself, but I'm also thinking. Like, because I remember, I just remember some things. Man, it just wouldn't have been good for you back then. It would have been, And I would have done it without even thinking about it. It would have just, because it was so, the process was so well ingrained that it would happen without me thinking about it. It would just, and that'd be it. It's like, and it would just be over that fast. I mean, just like so you think you take that situation with Marcus Purnell and where I tased Marcus Purnell, and then the guy's coming after me and people criticizing me because you're waving the gun around and you don't have any muzzle discipline, and I'm trying to put the taser up and draw the firearm, but then the guy's got his hand in the bag, and I'm standing there like this, right? That's kind of like a warning for you. But I'm thinking, had he had his hand in the bag and my gun was in the holster and he came out of that bag with anything that even remotely resembled a firearm, he would have died in less than 2 seconds. He would be dead. And that's not really an exaggeration. Because like I said, I've always practiced from concealment, from the holster. I shoot better off the draw than anything else. Just off the draw, that first shot. That first shot is the most important shot. And I've always trained like that. That first round is the most important round of all. That one has to hit the target exactly where you want to hit the target. And that guy wouldn't have made it. He probably wouldn't have made it when I was high and tight and just squared up, and I'd have just, but off the draw, it would have happened, and I wouldn't have even thought about it. It would have just happened. The process was so well ingrained that he would and then I would have had a whole different problem. Because then I would have had to deal with the city and the state, and oh man. Yeah. Okay. All right, gentlemen. I didn't punk anybody out. And anybody down there would tell you that. I never punked anyone down there out. No. And nobody down there was scared of me. Don't ever think that anybody down there was scared of me. I didn't punk anybody out. I tested them. And they just didn't stand on what they were talking about. But nobody was scared of me. Nobody. They didn't like the camera. So if there had not been a camera that recorded everything, they may have felt free to do some things and then have it he said, she said, and testimony and all the rest of this stuff. But that camera was more valuable than anything else. No reunions. Yeah, I stopped smoking weed when I was like 11 or so, some shit like that. I eat it in the mall. That's where I ate lunch. Why would I eat it? I go get it, but I couldn't sit down and go no place, and it had to be back in the mall. Okay, listen, it's been fun and it's been a long time, and I got 18% on this phone. Thank you. All right then.